morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in positive territory once again this morning, looking to wrap up the month of May on a positive note. We're coming off a decent performance yesterday. Things pretty muted by the end of the session. For the week, however, the S&P holding on to about a 1% gain, sitting this morning less than 1% from all-time highs once again. The Dow up 0.75% on the week, and the NASDAQ leading the way so far, about 2% on the week so far. The NASDAQ, however, still very, very slightly negative for the overall month of May. We'll see how things wrap up today. We got key economic data yesterday on the labor market, kind of adding to the positive sentiment on the reopening side of things, leading stocks higher. There's more key data out just right now. In fact, on the personal spending side of things, looks like more or less in line with expectations. I'll show you that coming up here. The PCE Core Price Index is a metric that the Fed uses to gauge inflation on an ongoing basis. Individually this morning, Salesforce, I should say, and HP, both on the earnings watch, heading in opposite directions here this morning. But it's going to be all about the meme stocks, of course. 20 million shares already in the pre-market for AMC. It's Friday, May 28th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at how things stand currently. We are positive, as I mentioned. The Dow leading the way, 0.4% as far as U.S. markets are concerned. You can see the TSX futures here in Toronto about the same 0.4%. Yeah, crypto is at the bottom there, struggling a little bit so far this morning in negative territory. We're back towards that 36,000 level for Bitcoin, Ethereum there as well, down about 6% to start things off this morning. Good morning, guys. It is Friday morning, an interesting one setting up here. All about the meme stocks. Once again, as I mentioned, we did get that personal income, personal spending data that was just out. The PCE Core Index here, 0.5 versus 0.5. So exactly in line with expectations. Don't see the market doing too much on that. We're actually ticking higher once again for the futures. But let's get into Friday here.
It is Friday. Actually, I mean, just saw crypto bounce a little bit there because Bitcoin hit shy of 35,000 and lifted some things back to the upside. Still, of course, overall down. I mean, obviously the story, and we talked about it, and we've been looking at these meme stocks. The one making the biggest, I guess, gap today is, as you probably guessed it, again, is going to be AMC, and it's kind of crazy. You know, like yesterday off of the open, it was like, oh yeah, dip by 1840. I don't know. Didn't have 30 in mind coming in today, but obviously 30 is going to be was in mind in the afternoon show, and it's going to be in everyone's mind as it's trying to open above that price. I mean, it got as high as 33. It's the volume that just continues to be impressive. You know, over 20 million shares here just in the pre-market, and 670 million, I believe, by the close yesterday. Just absolutely fantastic. So basically like a day trader's sort of delight, but it's not the only thing moving. There's plenty to watch today. I know there's other meme stocks that have been talked up and are going to be on watch today as well. But do not sleep on fantastic quarter by CRM, and we'll be looking at the other end of the spectrum for a couple of other names here. And you mentioned, of course, HP, so we'll be looking at them as well, Sean.
Yeah, I actually won't be looking at any of those, but there's so many names today, guys, to look at. I mean, congratulations, anybody long Palantir with us. I mean, we made that call at 1850. That's 30% higher now. They get a nice little contract today, so we'll be watching Palantir. And yeah, we'll hope to make a couple big wins again today, but I'm still super jacked about the way yesterday was for us here on the show. So I still got that snowflake high. And AMC yesterday, we absolutely destroyed that. So we're going to be really, really happy. And if you guys are following me on Twitter today, oh man, it's hailing in Toronto right now. So it was 30 degrees, I believe, on Monday, and today it's 8. And happy birthday to my brother-in-law.
Yeah, happy birthday to Sean's brother. I doubt Sean, is he watching at this point?
No. I don't know. Probably not. I think he's sleeping. So
happy birthday to him regardless.
I hope, Mike, that you sleep in and have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you soon once this wonderful province of ours allows that.
Hopefully in the next week or two, maybe. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Let's kick things off this morning. Get over to the desk and say good morning to Miss V.
Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. I wish you a beautiful day. And guys, please don't forget to like this video right now. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Let's indeed get it started, guys. It is, I just checked, Sean. It has apparently stopped hailing, so there's that to start the morning. But that's an interesting look. What is it? The end of May, May 30th? It's hailing in Toronto. What is going on?
It's nuts, man.
Let's talk about these meme stocks here this morning. Hard to avoid. We just saw AMC. They're already 20 plus million shares in the pre-market. It was nearly 700 million shares yesterday. How do you not trade that today?
Well, I mean, you could turn your computer off and not look at it. The crazy thing about it is, and it's actually not crazy, is there's plenty that's moving as well. So, if it's not your cup of tea, I mean, if, I don't know, maybe cost is for some reason or Beyond or GameStop. So there's quite a few of these. One of the things that we talked about this in the closing show, so anyone that didn't tune in the afternoon, it's just a phenomenon that I've never actually seen the way it was happening on AMC in the afternoon. But every single time, and I remember there were volatility halts that happen on stocks, anytime it moves this far to the upside, you get hard pullbacks, and sometimes it's going to be profit-taking. You get these quick little drops down that could make that 10% move and trigger a volatility halt. Every time it got close to that bound, there was just an exorbitant amount of buying that would stop it there. So, I mean, people are looking at those halt bands and just gobbling shares up, in addition to short-term shorts getting out in front of it. So, anyone that has, like, if you step in front of these shorts, you have to everyone was forced to take them out before it got to the halt because the buyers were stepping in. So that's a phenomenon to watch for today. You saw it happen 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth time stalled out right before a volatility halt. So you watch for those really, really rapid moves. And I want to see if that can happen again. I didn't see that anywhere else quite as extreme, but it was pretty spectacular to watch on AMC. Now, regardless of the side of the trade you're on there. So, this 30 mark is going to be a big one. If it turns from there off of the open, you watch for those type of halt trades. I mean, I'm dying for it to have one of those halt opportunities because last time we saw this, there was one day on GameStop where it did a bit of a retracement and it was just sort of like that gap halt down. And the second there was a halt up after multiple halts to the downside, it was kind of one of those long entries where it was the opposite. I mean, it was not even you can't call it a short squeeze. It was just an evaporation to the upside. And one of those could happen if it doesn't happen today, like maybe next week if these stocks hold up. You're always looking out for those types of opportunities, history to repeat themselves. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to happen here in AMC. Of course, it is also a scalper's dream, so we'll be doing some of that too as well.
Yeah, so we put out a video yesterday about how we traded AMC to the moon, but this is my trades yesterday. We were long real early. We'll try to get long again. We were long 18s, we were long 20s, we were long 20, and then we took a break to do work for you, like thanks guys. And then we went 26.50, 27, long, like just sat back down, went long almost instantly, bang that to the upside, waited for a pullback, went long again, bang that to the upside. And then at 3:15, our closing show, we actually started to reverse that to the short. I got some slack for that, but hey.
Money.
I mean, that's the thing about AMC. You have to just trade it accordingly. We've already paid for shorts. They're hard to borrow today, so you're going to have to watch out. Thanks for that on Twitter, guys. You're going to have to just watch out for some levels. This is, of course, Palantir that I was just looking at. But AMC, we've already written it down. I love this 31. I mean, forget about the daily chart. That's gone now. I like this 31.50 break. I think it probably does happen. Again, we're just going to have to wait to see the momentum. If the momentum's here again, then it's not going to stop. I mean, yesterday it doesn't stop, right? It keeps picking up, and then you just get go. Every level yesterday that you were looking at pretty much breaks, whether or not it's every dollar. So it doesn't matter. There's no point in reviewing it. The only thing I'm looking at here is it has to hold this 25 area, right? And so that's what we put up. You can see our. Again, thank you for the sticky note love again, but it's right at the top. It needs to hold that 25. So. You could think like, oh, it's crazy, 29 to 25. That's not going to happen, but it probably has just as much a chance to come back to 25 as it does to break this high. So I want to get long, Brendan, and I want to get long AMC, but I just don't know. We might have to let this break this 29 and then see what happens in this little gapped area here. So we'll see. It bounced around. It didn't have the most beautiful afternoon, although it made highs. I mean, its high was had at 320. So, I mean, that's pretty good. But since then, we did fade back. And then I just feel like the buyers were holding this. Neil was talking about it on the after show about halt levels and that it never really got to there. So I just wonder if the buyers will step back in to prevent that from happening one more time. If this thing does halt to the downside, then we want to get short ASAP because that's going to set in some panic. So let's wait to see if that happens today. The minute we start seeing that this is possibly going to halt, I think we just need to punch short, man, because when it does halt, you could see some gaps start to happen. I think people switch over today. Beyond Meat's up huge. We talked about that earlier, and we'll go over some of these names. So there's a lot of meme names that are going nuts, and today's options expiration. So we'll have to see how they play off of that. So that's, wow, it's going to be a fun day.
Yeah, what a week for all of these names, including Beyond Meat, as Sean mentioned, they're up big time in the pre-market here. Let's bring in Mark Roberts, president of Sun Lake Strategies, get his take on what to expect for a Friday. It is the end of the month, the last trading day of the month. Good morning, Mark. Good to see you again. Let's start things off on a macro level here. We got that inflation number, or not the inflation number, but a number that is a gauge of inflation. Everyone's concerned about inflation at this point. Lucas, if we could just show my screen here real quick. I just want to point out this core PCE year-over-year number, 3.1 versus 2.9. So that's the one everyone's kind of hanging their hat on at this point. Everything else in here this morning, the consumption was in line. The month-over-month number was kind of in line as well. What do we take from this? I mean, the initial move in the overall market was positive, but we are coming back a little bit here.
The initial take is inflation is here. We all know that. We go shopping. We see everything accelerated outside our homes. And when we buy something, it just shows up against our pocketbook. That's no surprise. The Fed's going to let this stretch out a bit. They think it's transitory. I'm not so sure it's transitory, but I'm not so sure it's extreme measure either. So for the moment, it's a neutral rating. The numbers were, we'll call it a non-event because there's no surprise if there's inflation. And the stories that are going on and what's happening with inflation is just striking, whether it's chip shortages or food or supplies and the supply chain.
Glad you mentioned that because I want to talk about Tesla here. We got that headline late in the day yesterday, came out right at the end of the session. It was about 3:50. They were talking about prepaying, Tesla that is, prepaying for chips from manufacturers to speed up the process here and to maybe jump the line a little bit as far as getting some sort of inventory back in so that they can speed up manufacturing. Are we going to see more of this?
Oh, absolutely. This is a very serious event. Why they let it get to this point is beyond me. But I heard a wild story last night. HP with computers, your home computer, if you have a great setup, you now can sell it for as much as $1,500
Wow.
above what you paid for it. There's a shortage in the desktops as well.
That's amazing. To think, you know, you could a year ago buy those types of computers for a couple $100s now, and just in that short amount of time, the change that we've seen. Let's go to HP. Talk about some of these earnings reports we're dealing with this morning. Salesforce, an interesting one, I think.
Yeah, I own it, and I think it's a great company. And on any weakness in this market, I'd be adding to it. They're on all cylinders. They know what's going on, and it's a great structural company.
It's important to discuss heading into the end of the month. Some, bigger money going to be moved around, as Sean was mentioning, options expiration as well. What is your plan heading into the end of the month here on a Friday? It's not necessarily the time to be putting on more risk as we head into June, but how do you approach these types of liquidity events?
It's very strange. I'm looking at HP actually as a stock I may want to buy today, but I'm looking at moving averages and clusters, and it may be 29.90, it may be 27.85, but I'm being very, very patient, and so far it's helped tremendously in picking up various stocks in the last 2-3 weeks. I go with that theory, stay patient.
The stock Padre, people now calling you on there. So we're going to switch languages up there. Father Padre, what's up, Mark? How are you doing today?
Good, thanks.
Are you suffering the same fate as us here in Toronto? It was hailing on my drive in today. So little pebbles, for those of you that are maybe south of, I don't know, Ohio? I don't know. Little pebbles. Oh, I guess they got it in Texas, right? Of ice falling down on my car this morning. What's it like over on your side of things there?
The storm begins at 2 o'clock here,
geez.
and it's 8:45 now. So
Okay.
ready to get in the house.
Yeah, we were 30 degrees Celsius on Monday or last weekend, and I look at my phone right now, 5 degrees now. Oh my God. My wife is panicking. Are you a gardener at all? My wife right now is just panicking because we planted our tomatoes, zucchinis, everything, and now they're in doubt, needless to say.
Sorry to hear that. We've been enjoying the roses in the last 2 weeks.
Beautiful. Love to hear that. All right. Apparently, this is a stock show, so let's start talking a little bit about that. You want to talk about some pullbacks? I've been, a little bit on GE lately. What a fantastic story that's been. I've been talking about the aviation side of things on this name for a little bit here. Really happy with this current breakout. We talk about playing some pullbacks. I'm not sure if we're going to get one in GE. They're riding high off some of that Boeing comment in Airbus yesterday. I think it's 25% of GE's business is in the aviation sector. I love it for this multi-day break. Basically, that happened yesterday, breaking through 1385 was bounding. Yesterday, we get that nice break up to 1450 or so. And then today, we're looking at that March 10th high of right here, 14 and change. So what do you think about GE? I want to be a buyer in any pullbacks here for General Electric. Is that a name? You mentioned HPQ, maybe looking to get long on some dips. What's your opinion on a stock like GE? Probably going to do a couple million shares again today.
Well, I didn't want to jinx my position when you kept referring, and your cohort, of course, on Boeing. But GE was the better play because they have the wind turbines, they have locomotives, they have everything. So every time the stock dipped to the 12 and 3/4, 13 area, I've been picking up stock now for the last 2 months.
Okay, good. And you mentioned Boeing as well. I guess you were I believe you're a little negative on Boeing at one point, and you haven't necessarily been wrong. It's been swinging. I mean, I don't think the bull or bear case really has won out here. Even since December, I mean, we're basically right back to where we were in December. Are you changing thesis a little bit on Boeing here? Those were some good words. I know you've been all over airlines, which has been absolutely fantastic. Congratulations to that. There's also Spirit Air, SPR, that's been, now I believe at anyways, 52-week highs right now for Spirit, or it's close enough anyways to that $50 mark. Oh yeah, I guess, there it is. 53 would be the 52-week high there. Is there a play in the airlines, possibly Boeing, on the build side, or do you still want to stay long some of the, I think it was Southwest what was one of your favorites?
Southwest, Alaska, and JetBlue. If you want to add United Airlines on any weakness, because they're seeing their numbers come back to pre-pandemic levels. GE is my play. Boeing, I'm still neutral on, but I'd rather buy premium in a Boeing if and when everything gets resolved.
We have this fun graphic here, so watch this, Mark. So here we go. You can guess what company this is. You ready, Mark? It's Beyond Meat. So, the cow goes there. It's a nice burger. And then all of a sudden, it goes no meat. What a stock, man. I put a bid in. Arun and I were long on Monday at 112 off this multi-day break right there. That was an absolutely fantastic trade. We made $5 or $6 on that one on Monday. And then needless to say, I guess the Wall Street Bets crew got a hold of this one with over 20% short. And I put in a bid on Tuesday at 121 in the pre-market, or was it Wednesday? And we missed that bid, and now today we're all the way up to 150. The reason I bring this up, Mark, is I got to give a congratulations to you because you did send a note a couple months ago, and correct me if I'm wrong, it could have been earlier than that, about Beyond Meat and the potential for that one to start flying upside. I believe there was some upgrades and some analyst comments on that. What do you think about this recent move? I mean, obviously overextended. I think it's up now. That's 50% basically in a week or in a week and a half. Obviously, I don't expect you to say it's a screaming buy from here, but that's a pretty impressive move. And I think anything reasonably in this 120 area, we should be buying also Beyond Meat on any weakness once, the pandemonium, I guess, settles down on Beyond Meat, that's a name that I'm still long $80, but I want to get longer on Beyond Meat, and I feel a little silly missing this at 100. Were you able to get any of this, Mark?
No, actually not. But it's funny you say that. I was reading an article today that 1,200 McDonald's are being protested in England by animal activists that they wanted to go to 100% non-meat offering.
Right, because that's going to happen, right? I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. But, look, respect to all the protesters. I hope they doesn't get rained on them there in London. But I don't think McDonald's is going to switch over. But that's part of it, right? The Impossible Burger with Tyson Foods, now in Burger King, and Beyond Meat. We're loving that one. Was there a name you wanted to throw out to our viewers today that maybe we haven't talked about?
No, actually, right now I'm just focused on HPQ and GE for the moment. Those are the two for today.
Mark Roberts from Sun Lake Strategies. Have a fantastic weekend, my friend, and enjoy those roses and stay bunkered in for that big storm coming your way.
Thank you very much.
Ciao, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, upgrades and downgrades time. Let's talk about, there it is, HP at the bottom there this morning on the upgrade side of things as well. We mentioned Best Buy earlier in the week. Salesforce on here as well. Barclays liking that one off of that report. Costco reported, did absolutely nothing and is still doing very little in the pre-market. Apple, guys, with a very, very rare sell rating from New Street here on Apple today. Zoom on the downgrade side as well.
Yeah, I mean, with all the talk of HP, it's probably worth looking at the chart here because slammed down to that 30 level. And when you talk about value, I know what Mark's looking at these clusters and get to that 29 and probably a little bit better the top of this cluster like 27.50 if it ever gets down to that price. I mean, it does look pretty interesting at some of those depressed levels. It might not be a day trade today, but you get these negative wins and potentially, some profit taking if we do turn around to the downside today after what's been sometimes a bit of an up and down few sessions here in the overall market. Then you got to think about where you're going to buy some dips. And looking at the chart here, I mean, it makes some sense to me. 10% lower. I don't know. Mark probably going to step in a little bit earlier than that on an HP. I just don't see it as any kind of a day trade. We have to hunt for volume, and 200,000 on a day like today where I can't find a name on my list that isn't doing impressive volume, at least so far today at like 9 a.m. So many more exciting things to look at. But yeah, it looks pretty good if it dips down another 10%, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've already said my piece. I won't be looking at HP or CRM or anything. You guys have seen sort of the strategy that I've had lately, and that's just been like, trying to find the best trades for you, getting you 1 time, 2 times in. Maybe we have to average in like we did yesterday on Snowflake, but we're going to be looking at very, very specific names. And if you want to know the names that I'm looking at, I'll post it again, but the sticky note is right here. And, a lot of respect there for Mark Roberts, man. I mean, he's making some great calls. Him and I have been on GE from the bounce, and that's been fantastic. And Boeing's been a fantastic trade. We're long that. Well, I'm long that one, 210 or 212, something like that. That's been a good trade for us. Should have talked to him about Ford. I'm loving that Beyond Meat. So that was a great little talk there with Mark Roberts. I hope you liked that. I hope I didn't keep it too lighthearted there for you. That was a fun interview. Let me know if you liked that style, guys.
Yeah, speaking of Beyond Meat, we'll touch on what is moving in the pre-market here. If you haven't done so already, that is the link. You need to head over to grab the watch list this morning. And every morning at that, absolutely free for you. Just register with an email, Facebook, Google account, whatever you want. The first line item, I guess, on the watch list this morning, the meme stocks, back at it again this morning, as we said. 20+ million shares already for AMC. Before 9 o'clock, I sat down. Before 7 o'clock, it was 6:50 Eastern. It was 7 million shares already. It's crazy. So let's talk about these guys beyond being included over the past couple of days here with some of these meme stocks.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at what the pairing's been, I mean, ever since Wall Street Bets started talking about, or at least adding Beyond Meat to it a couple weeks ago, GameStop moved yesterday, and it moved the day before as well. It just has not been the same part of the cohort. And today, with only 200,000 shares pre-market, I know it's trading above 257, it's still holding these highs, but there is a stark difference in the interest, at least in terms of volume that's going through in GameStop today. And it does feel like this could be the one if there is a bit of a fade, it might actually be a better play through this at like a 250, just because it doesn't seem to have the same kind of price action. And we talked all about AMC already, looking for like that halt situation. If it holds those halt levels to the downside, sort of what you want to be thinking about getting at is if it bounces off one of those 10% moves, which in this particular case at the open could take you to like a 27, depending on how rapidly it gets. You're just looking for that bounce away from it and then a dip buy there, stop placement in front of that recent low, that kind of a thing. And as Sean mentioned, and this is important, we've seen multi-halt moves before, like not 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, GameStop had like 6 or 7 one time in the morning, I do believe, if I counted that correctly the last time. So you can see more than one. You don't want to be trapped long in one of those moves. You want to be looking for a bottom in something like that. So, I'm looking for that first halt, but if it bounces like it was in the afternoon, I think there's an actionable play there as well. You just have to understand you might want to have a stop that doesn't get you caught in that halt to that downside. So it should be another interesting day because the volume's going to be there anyways. As far as breakouts go, whether it's 30.50 or 31.50, those are interesting ones off of the open. It just so happens you get a round number through the top, but we're 10% away from that right now, so that's obviously 33.
So, wait a minute, 1940. What did I write down for Rocket? 19? What is it? Hold on a second here. Okay, so I wrote down a 19 break here on Rocket. I guess that's right there. I didn't think we got up this high yesterday. So just warning, I own Rocket shares, but I mean, probably a lot of us do at these depressed prices if you wanted it. Oh, I guess we did get up there on a 3-minute chart. Okay, so we did. We did actually break up to 1940 there, but that doesn't matter. This is the level that I'm looking at here for Rocket in case that does happen. This is a shortable stock as well. And look, we can all just sit here and talk about AMC, and we will. I have it. It's on the sticky note. I'll be trading that today. Probably be one of my first positions. But I just, let's look forward to maybe some new ideas there. This is why we talked about Beyond Meat at that $100 level. Now it's at 150. No idea that was going to pop like the way it did. And I don't know if Rocket's going to either, okay? But I like this 19 level. Volume started picking up here yesterday when it started to go. I guess there must have been some chatter about this one. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sure this is an investable name right now. It's been absolutely beat down, like, look at this. I mean, this is where it is. We're stuck long at 20, so I'm not doing anything about this. We're just waiting for this bottom there. We're not waiting for it. Should have picked up some more, but that was a good bottom at 1630, but it was just there yesterday. So I just want to let everybody know that although I like this Rocket 19 break, it's just one of those in a fury that hopefully it breaks here, and then maybe hopefully we can get some out at 1925 or 1940, which is that high. But just watch out for Rocket here. They do have a shortable shares issue as well. But there's so many stocks right now. Someone messaged me, Wish was like 55% short. I'm not sure if that's true, Brendan, or not, but that's another name that can come through. There's so many. Brendan, you brought up, what about SDC? That's another name that I really like for the longer term play here. But come on, that's not in New Zealand. I thought it was a New York stock. It's a NASDAQ stock? Okay. SDC, I'm not sure the short on this, but you brought this up to us yesterday in the 20s as well. So you did get a nice little move up to 830. Looks like that's where we'll be today. So that could be another one that's breaking. And if you look at this level, it's very, very similar to some of that Beyond Meat stuff that we were talking about. However, I don't know if the fundamentals are going to be as great with Smile Direct, but that could be another one here at 850 that eventually gets to go. So 850 on Smile Direct. I'm glad I actually just looked at this.
Yeah, I see 28 still, so that is pretty high, guys, for SDC. Beyond Meat, 22, I believe. I can check real quick here. It might have been 15, actually. No, it's 22. 24. It's 24 for Beyond Meat. It's 15 for RKT. Guys, that was the one that was 15. So, yeah, as we were saying, I mean, there's the list continues to grow, it seems, on a daily basis of anything and everything with a higher than 10% short interest being looked at. Let's bring in Arun here real quick. We'll get a check on the futures at this point and make sure we understand what to look for this morning for the overall market. Arun, the sellers have returned, it would seem.
Yep, here we are. Market slightly to the upside, but we are kind of topping out here a little bit. I had yesterday 42.15 I had marked off. We may have to slide that level just a little bit. 42.20 is where I'm going to put the new level. On the bottom, I've got 4,200. We're kind of stuck. Again, we've been in this area roughly, but here we are just a little bit higher, but we are still technically still in part of that range. So 42.20 on top, 4,200 on the bottom. And we're going to trade in the middle. And keep in mind, today is like the day before a long weekend. So in terms of volume, I wouldn't expect a whole lot throughout the day, maybe right at the open and right at the close. if there's any left, because the majority of the action should have been done yesterday's close. You saw the futures drop about 10 points in the final 10 seconds. That's when a lot of indexes were done. So how much is left, we don't know. But again, majority of the volume, I would say, is concentrated towards the beginning and the end of the day. If you are going to take a trade, just be smart about your risk profiles if you decide to do it, because I do expect it to be a slower day, unless, of course, we do get a breakdown with some sort of catalyst. We do need that catalyst to get going. Otherwise, we are going to drift a little bit. So just be aware. Long weekend coming up, and trade accordingly. That's all I can really say. 4220 up top, 4200 on the bottom.
Great stuff. Thanks, Arun. We'll check back in. Enjoy your long weekend at that. Back on Tuesday for Arun. Another one just popping up here, guys. I want to mention Nikola. We talked about this one throughout the day. Look at this day yesterday. This thing went from 1280 to 1560 for Nikola. I just saw this note here. BTIG analysts calling Nikola a future truck market disruptor. I didn't realize they even have a truck to sell yet, but we're down for Nikola today. Is this another one to keep in mind?
It said future, Brendan, so it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be disruptor just yet. Look, this participated, of course, in the move, and in the EV space there was a few others as well. Workhorse, probably the one I think a lot of people have been watching as well. So, that was a squeeze to be sure when it made its move. And Nikola seems like a little bit of the same thing. So if it gets a positive note, which it just did here, now I don't see any volume on Nikola. That's why it wasn't on my radar. Thank you, Daily Chart. That's why it wasn't really on my radar there. But you do have like this top level. I mean, if there was volume behind this move, you'd think about the top break on a squeeze. But 300,000 shares. I know there's going to be other names to watch that I think will be a little bit better than that. And I sort of go like to Workhorse. I'm going to mention it. I'm going to show you guys that it also had participated, not quite as an outsized of a move, so a little bit more calm, and it has a heavy short interest as well. So if something's not going to go, you want it to have more potential upside. I feel like Nikola made a bigger move yesterday. I mean, if I had to pick one on low volume, I'd pick Workhorse over Nikola. And that's just not my bias talking. I mean, I know if you guys watch the show, we clown about Nikola all the time. Sometimes it's also about the levels, volume, and looking for that interest. So I'd probably go with Workhorse over Nikola if I had to pick one for today.
I see some Fisker love on the chat as well. This is my pick for the EV space. It's been like that for a while. Fisker. So we'll look at Fisker today. Only 199,000 shares, but it's about to break through its 50-period moving average as well on the daily chart. And then the 9. I mean, this 9 and 10. Like, how great was that? Basically, every stock that's up here that eventually goes to 10 needs to be bought. Like. You can look at numerous charts. I mean, even your Nikola there that we talked about. I like the break. The switching from NASDAQ to New York is just crazy. Okay, so now we have to wait for this to load up. There we go. So there it is again. So dropping down to 10, like look at that. Like no matter where we come from, it seems like $10 has some kind of a magnet to it. And then after that, we get the pop upside. But we're already broken through the 50-period moving average. And we have a little bit more volume today on Nikola than we do on Fisker. It's not by much, but I like this 1560 break. So although we're all holding bags on Nikola, that's for sure. It was one of the first exciting SPACs, maybe even the first one to come to market. And since then, it's been hella disappointing. But remember, Nikola did have some deals with GM that kind of fell apart. And, whether or not they get into the truck space or not, we're just going to play momentum, man. We're down today 1.61%. So I'm not sure that we're even going to be looking at this 1560 for a break. That's where we ramped up to. Check the volume here. This, some of the news breaking basically after 3 p.m. got that going up to 1560. And then we'll see if the memes want to get a part of it. Oh, let's check in on Sir Swaggy here and just see what they're doing just to see. So AMC, wow. We didn't see this yesterday, right? So AMC, GME, Best Buy, that's BlackBerry, Roblox there, and I don't even see, what even stock am I looking for? Nikola. Yeah, it's not even really on here, so I'm not super excited for anything there, but BlackBerry, Palantir, of course, there, Rocket, small. So I like Nikola, but the real fish to fry are on the sticky notes. So we'll be looking at Nikola. I just put an order in to take the break, but I don't have too much expectation. Let's just take it if it does go upside, and then we'll hold it a little close to our chest and see where Nikola goes from there, because we have a 15 out. So I mean, a 60-cent hit, we can withhold that, guys.
Let's talk about earnings. There was a couple of them worth mentioning. You heard Mark talking about HP there. Very interested in HP today. It's not really doing much. as far as interesting moves in the pre-market. However, it's hard to ignore this move that happened on CRM here after market yesterday. Blowout report for CRM, 225 down here, 239 at the top. We're right around this 238, 239 area, which kind of corresponds with that last high over on the daily chart. Yeah, they beat top, bottom. They forecasted higher. So pretty positive, to say the least, here for Salesforce.
Yeah, it certainly is. And obviously, there's a lot of people, and sort of myself included, when they announced that deal, and of course, you talk about that Slack deal, it felt it was oversold. And usually, it's a good opportunity to buy in some of these massive stock deals if you really like a company, because it'll get sold off if there's a lot of stock and dilution that goes into that purchase, especially if it's a big outlay for the company. And that's what happened in CRM. It just happened to continue. So if you bought on that day when you had that dip, you've basically been holding 225 this entire time. So you finally got back in the money here. And this 240 area, 239, 240 is primed for a bit of a secondary breakout. It does kind of feel like maybe going into the long weekend you might pull back before that happens. So I got a couple of looks I like on CRM here. The first one is maybe looking at a dip buy situation off of that open. Of course, there's going to be crazier names in the morning, so you might want to prioritize those for a bit of a day trade. But I look right back into this middle cluster, 233 to 234, just to see if it can't catch a bit of a dip buy in that price range. And then a break off the top. In this particular case, is 39, not 40. Just looking over at the daily chart and also the post-market high here. I know sometimes you look at those round numbers, but it's really more of a 239 play for me on Salesforce.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they talked at all about the Slack. I know that hasn't been a very, very, beloved acquisition. Oh my God, come on. They may have paid a little bit too much for them, but we'll wait to see. It's a big move upside. We were talking about buying some. I never pulled the trigger down here. These are some awesome levels on CRM, man, like 216. This is where I would have bought, so I would have had to hold it down to 200 for sure. I mean, there's no way. I wasn't looking at this name down here, which obviously I wish I should have. But again, another customer relations management, aspect here. A lot of different contracts. I like CRM. I like Mark Benioff. I think he's one of the better CEOs out there. Seems to make good plays, good moves. So we will look at this 239 level, but again, up 5%. I'm kind of with everybody today, especially when Arun was talking, and I think we mentioned it as well as a group here, that the NASDAQ is just so overheated, guys. Not just the NASDAQ, I mean the market in general has had quite a nice run. Neil and I know we get people messaging us all the time about, is this a good spot to get long? What do we think about the market, this and that? But, like people were crying just a couple weeks ago, months ago maybe, that the NASDAQ was falling down. And then you get this gift. Basically, this is just the cues. From 1315 here up to 1335 in just a matter of a week. So you're almost back to all-time highs on the NASDAQ. So if you were a little bit worried about some of these positions like a CRM or anything like that, this is a good opportunity to get out on some of those plays, because you're at 200, now up to 230. To 240 on CRM, that's a nice little 20% bump there. So I think if you're a little nervous about some of your positions, take today to get out. There's a lot of action today. Forget about the meme stocks. I'm just talking about some of your investments, like a GE. If you're swing trading, right? GE, Ford, CRM off earnings, maybe even HPQ if you're short. Now might be a good time to cover. I have a feeling like with options today, we know it's MSCI happened yesterday, so there's going to be a lot of action here in the market. So I just wonder if a lot of these names are a little too high right now.
The other thing it gives you an opportunity to do, Sean, is put money somewhere else that you like a little bit better. Like
right.
I love Silvergate, and I talked about it, so I wanted more in Coinbase, and I wasn't doing it until I sold Silvergate. And then a similar story was with Virgin Galactic. Now look, sometimes you have a gift horse just staring you in the bloody face. No, but it's true. It's 100% true, right? Because I always say you should never care about what your cost base is. Oh, really? It's not daily charts. Like, okay, so you guys know that Virgin Galactic went $20. It was a $27.50 break. It went to 50. It came all the way back. You take all your profits, but you hold on to some because you like it long term. And then when it tested $27.50 again, and unfortunately my chart hates me, so it's not going to load all the way. There was a breakdown. It gave you 20% return. It was a breakdown back through that price, and you sit there holding on to it just because you happen to have made money. And I'm a person that did that, and then never found a way back into the stock. Now it ramps up, and you've missed the move. I sold some yesterday. I don't care. It's like if it gives you a chance to get a little bit more, like a 10%. and I'll take some of that profit, have the amount that I want to hold long term, and then maybe look at another opportunity. I like PACB a little bit, but another one that I think some people are talking about today, which might be a momentum play, is there's going to be Plug Power, right? Like, if you talk about these potential breaks, I tend to think it's a little bit better of a situation than Nikola, but that's just me. I think a lot of people have differing opinions on that particular truck company, but this one is set up pretty nice. You know, it just closed above that. It closed above this 29 area, closed above this well, not really 30, but at $30 above the 50 period.
Holy shit.
Sort of primed for a bit of a break. It's not a huge short interest, actually less than I thought at 8%, but I like this one through the top today. And
guys, like,
31?
I don't know if you just heard me curse under my breath.
31?
Like, I was just like,
Oh my
holy something. There it goes again, man. Like AMC, Neil.
what the?
Okay, another pop there. I guess we're not going to get any pullbacks like we thought. But look, now we're seeing a nice level here at least, $29. Like, you know, it tried to pull back, and then I guess, you know, Moon Gang came in there and just said no to that pullback. They brought that up $1, and then it came back down again. The Bears trying to win out on AMC, and then it's like, Nepa. That doesn't happen at all. Back down to 29, and then bang, right to the upside, and we're creating new. I don't know if this is all-time highs. I don't know where AMC even. It's not right.
33 this morning.
33 this morning. I didn't even have my daily chart up that, or this chart up that high. But I like this. I mean, we're getting ready to break it today, so we'll wait to see where we go. But wow, AMC just off to the races again. Before I throw it back, Brendan, we haven't actually looked at the imbalance locator, so there it is. This is probably why. I mean, it's another 2 million shares. Wow, AMC. Okay, we got to start. To
Look at those.
this.
Look at those. Is that a sorted list you have, or is that the actual market list? That is all of the names. Look at
Right. Yeah, they're all in there. Yeah, Ford, Palantir. Yeah, no, this is just sorted by volume. So Palantir, Ford, BlackBerry there, Crackberry, and then there's our friend Snowflake as well on the downside. But who cares about all these names, guys? Congratulations to every single person that has been riding the bull on AMC. I mean, my case for AMC is not a good one, guys. I think a lot of you know that the movie theaters are there, and they're going to be fun to go to. I look to take the family there. I look to go on some date nights and things like that there. But again, I don't know if things have changed in your world, but we stream everything. And with Amazon buying MGM, so maybe, you know, they're just going to start releasing movies to stream first. You see Cruella, I guess, right now. Is that right?
That's today.
That's
or already, yeah.
Okay, Valera, don't worry. We'll watch that. Cruella today coming out as well on Disney. So I just, look, it's a fun time, but really, you guys know that this is not a fundamental issue here with AMC. This is underlying. So we'll see what happens here on the technical side. But again, guys, congratulations. And don't sell this today, I would say. Who knows where the top is, but wowzers on this one. I actually wrote down, guys, and I sat here, talking about it right here. Break 3150. Okay, I don't take it, but we were talking about it, so there it goes, 3150. See ya.
The sheer dollar amount and volume involved in this is just off the charts. I hope everyone is enjoying the ride along with AMC. Let's talk about Palantir. A few people looking at Palantir this morning, as always. Another day, another government contract coming through to Palantir, $111 million over 2 years. Only a 2-year contract with the Special Operations Command. So some software going into Special Operations Command from Palantir.
Yeah, I mean, Neil and I could both talk about Palantir. We both like to trade it. It's a good name. I don't know. I don't have much to say on it. I mean, that's a good contract. It's only $100 million. It's not fantastic. Remember, Palantir is a 19-year-old company. This is not a new company by any stretch of the imagination. So they already have the contacts there. I mean, their business is already super strong. I mean, the pipeline hopefully is strong. They're trying to prove that right now by just announcing more and more contracts as we go. So yeah, costs also, I guess, making moves as well. I mean, I think everything's going to make a move today. Palantir not caught up really in the Reddit, army there, but it is a popular name. It's a Woodstock. We know that. We bought more. I checked my average price. I actually bought a little more than I thought I would have. They're at $18.50. I have to check my exact price. It was breaking through that $18.50 mark. I think it's $18.60. So my average price is now $17.60 because we were selling on the way up. We initially were long down here in this area because we were loving Palantir when it came out and couldn't believe it stayed low for so long. And then we finally got the bump up. So I like Palantir here today. It's finally crossed above, guys. We talked about this 50-period moving average need to get going. It crossed that. I like Palantir. It's on our list today. And what levels did I have up here? I was thinking, again, remember I said with Arun on, and we've talked about this already, that I think the market pulls back. So if it does, we want to get long. We want to get long at 23, and we want to try to hold this to 22.50. So if Palantir comes back to 22.50, we'll be loaded up. But I don't think if it comes back to 22.50, that's necessarily a good sign. So I don't know. I'm a little iffy on Palantir today, but hey, I've been iffy every day, and it's worked to the long side. So I think just tread lighter on Palantir than maybe you would, but I still like it, Neil.
I think with some of these names that you think might be having sympathy, if you like it fundamentally and there is a pullback, jump to those if you want to be a buyer in some of them. So look for those types of opportunities where it gets dragged around with some of the others. And someone was saying you guys don't understand what's going on with AMC. Like, trust me, like we get synthetic shorts. I understand that short sell, that 20% or whatever it might be in GameStop or AMC is likely heavily understated because of what synthetic shorts are. And maybe we'll do a video about it sometime. It can be a bit of a boring topic. And there's no good way to know what the real number is because of some of the features of how certain people are able to short sell and create over, just entirely too many shares short, and the hedge funds will do this all the time. So look, I get it, and that's part of why these things move the way that they do. What we're here to talk about is where the movement's going to go, what we see, and why it can halt to the downside, why there's some areas to pick it up, and why there could be some reversals in price ranges or breakouts or lack thereof. So we're going to be moving into what is actually actionable, and give you every single thing that we see live in the market. Sometimes we'll talk about the fundamentals, but other times it's all about the price action here. And just worth noting that on this move here, Beyond Meat, Sean, AMC failed like $1.50 from the high there. Beyond Meat, I think it was like a matter of pennies from the top. So it looks like it's a bit closer to testing a bit of a breakout. And it popped up my radar because it's up right now 6.66%. At least it was a second ago. So one of my favorite numbers.
What are you trying to say, homie? 6 points. The funny thing was that Mark Haynes bottom, they just sold.
It was 666.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like maybe there is some ominous
It's a thing,
here.
man. It's a thing in the market. Trust me, 666 is a thing in the market. You've seen it in Tesla. It happens, man. It happens.
Here goes 3150 again, guys. Wow.
Wasn't that an NFT?
Yeah.
They turned that into an NFT. Yeah, obviously. Let's talk about crypto stocks real quick, and not because what is going on with Bitcoin, because there are some that are being included in this group as well. It's worth mentioning Bitcoin trying to bounce currently, but I want to mention SOS here, guys, because we saw this happen late in the day yesterday. So SOS also, the short interest on this one is north of 10%. So crypto aside, yes, it's down today. How do you approach something like an SOS, given that this moved with the rest of these yesterday?
To be perfectly honest, one of the way I kind of look at it, and you have to here, is which of these, I guess, squeezes or meme stocks, whatever you want to give it, just pick a couple if you're going to be day trading them, because you can't have them all. Like I was sticking to basically like BlackBerry and AMC. So find which ones make sense to you. I stayed away from GameStop for the most part. Now I've stayed away from SOS because the way that I usually like to play this is crypto-specific news, and then this will be like the conduit to go into some short trades for me. And then you can find something else if you like to the upside there, whether it's your Riots, your Maras, or obviously we can here trade some of the products you'll see, whether GBTC or ETH over in the OTC markets. But now with SOS, I'd be staying away from it. Sometimes if there's a really, really good pop, you can play into it off of like a previous key level. So I'd probably look at like a $4 if it ever got there. Otherwise, I'm going to go where there's heavier volume. I'm going to go where I think the trading makes more sense. You got your AMCs today. You've got, nothing on BlackBerry just yet. You've got your Beyond. I actually like Plug today. I'm going to be looking at that trade. And I want to keep an eye on Workhorse, or at least between Workhorse and Nikola, I want to keep an eye on something in the EV names that can make those moves as well. So SOS, got to pass.
You guys know that's one of my flaws is really just looking at the coins and not looking at the stock. So I don't really have an educated opinion on any things like that. I know Neil's been in SI and different names like that. So I just always look, I say the stock, but I guess it's the coin, but I mean, it's a stock basically at this point. Yeah, so we did fail at that 40 yesterday, a big drop down to 35. Like that's crazy. Like I just don't know. The volatility in these names, we called it from 40 to 41 yesterday. We didn't even really get there. We got as high. How high did we get on that? Well, we basically did. We got to 40,800 there. We talked about that break and then getting out if we did touch 41. So that was pretty good. But 37, a big dip down to 35 again. You just got to watch a Bitcoin, man, and then trade those appropriately. I don't want to get involved in any of these meme kind of plays if that's what they are exactly here with Bitcoin. So I just want to trade the name, and I like to buy Ethereum on any dips rather than Bitcoin. I'm also a buyer of Polygon, which is Matic, and ADA, which is Cardano. So those are basically the four that I own. Polygon, ADA, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. I feel like, I sold my Litecoin and switched it over to Cardano. So that's the only ones that I own. No Dogecoin for me.
Just reading a note here, guys, on DraftKings. I noticed DraftKings popping up here. 0.9 only, but did make a move here. Aftermarket yesterday. Looks like they increased their full year guidance for DKNG. So heads up on DraftKings. Anyone interested in that? Let's talk about Ford here real quick. Day 3 after the investor day. So we're higher again here in the pre-market. It is fading off a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's been quite the week here for Ford, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I hate taking them first all the time because I feel like I don't want. It's not insulting or anything. It's just Ford has been such a huge mover. We've been taking Ford. I talked about it today with Mark, and okay, we just got long AMC, so here goes AMC right now. There's that level that we talked about. Let's just get a little bit out. Bang, there it is on AMC. We just take 40 pennies there on that move. Why isn't my chart showing the ins and outs here? So we go fills and part fills. There it is right there. So bang, we got our 31.50 as posted on the list right there. Right up to $32. There's the AMC 31.50 break. So now we'll hold this 40 cents into the money. And then I go talk about what stock we're talking about, Ford. So I think Ford's due for a pullback, man. I mean, they had Investor Day. We always talk about this all the time, Neil. It happened to Palantir. It happened to a few names we've been looking at, especially off earnings when they have their calls, when they have their big investors day, when they have things like that. It tends to sell off after. It's just whatever good news they say, it's never good enough. And then people always consider everything baked in. So Ford's up here at 15. I think it's a sell. If you're swing trading it, I'm holding it. I'm not selling any Ford. So I don't want to get that twisted, but it's just, this has been a big, huge move up. We just broke the 50 period just two weeks ago or last week, May 20th, it was $12. Now you're up to 15. This is an epic move for Ford, guys. So let's not, let's not think it's going to continue to go, but it can and it will if it wants to. I just wrote down on my sheet. Let's see if it has support back down here, 1450 area. I do have bids 1480 though.
Yeah, and we have a couple of things I want to get to very quickly. I do have this ITRM position. I'm not ignoring these, but when we have these more calm sort of short positions on, or at least I do, where you get a gap up and then just a hard wall forms at 155. Some guys in the chat, I know we're talking about this one. And in the consolidation off of 150, there was a bit of a seller. I got 49.5. 142, I love 42. It got some out in front of this level, and then I'm just going to cover all the way down into the pre-market, the post-market and the close at 125, guys, on this particular name. So it's been sliding around here, and we're going to take that one. And I mentioned Beyond Me. We didn't look at the chart here, guys, but I just wanted to quickly show. Whoops. Holy crap! It loaded. Fantastic. Thank you, Charles. That 154. This is sort of what I was getting at. Like this break, we're holding up around that high. This could happen right off of the open. I don't want to have too many breakouts off the open, and I'm already looking at that plug power and now Beyond Meat as well. So it makes it a little bit limiting. So I'm going to hold off until you get to that 33 level or a dip on AMC. There's a lot to watch today, and even that VTNR, which I know we're about to talk about, that's done over 20 million shares, Brendan.
Very positive day number 2 for this one. Remember yesterday they announced they purchased the Alabama refinery from Shell, Royal Dutch Shell. So it was up yesterday big time. We did fade off, but look at this nice move. Yeah, again today we're back above $6 for this thing. 550 is this low, so it needs to hold 550 to continue. But above 650, 660, which is that high from the pre-market, this thing has lots of room. Huge monster volume, as Neil was saying yesterday. So see if we can get some follow through today. It's looking very strong for VTR, guys.
like I just said in our group chat, like just wow AMC and things like that. Oh, Neil was talking about GoED. We can talk about that in a minute.
That stock is insane.
VWAP trader. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Just quick, guys. Like, so I'm already out. I guess I'm in my eye there. Maybe it's the makeup. We got 31.50 longs there. Do I even have? Yeah, 52 long. It's up $1 right now, so we'll just do some of this. But I don't even have. We only took out 50 cents, guys, and it's now $1 in the money. I have no idea where this goes. I have no idea where to get out if it comes back down. So although I claim to be very understanding of markets, and I think we've proven that, I don't understand this. And I understand it, sorry, but I don't know where the price action is going to lead us. Yesterday, if you tried to play pullbacks, there was absolutely none until we had the one finally. But again, that just gave us some tops to play off of. I mean, where's the bottom? Like, am I wrong if it goes to 31, or is that a load up spot again? You know, do you get out at 30, or again, is that just a jump there that we missed? So I don't know, man. Like, I don't really think you don't have to get out of AMC at all until 29. I think you roll some of the profits that you've made on this stock and just hope that this thing just moons to 40 bucks. Like, I don't have a price target on this thing, so I don't even want to say a number like 40, although I just did. But where does it go? Nobody knows. This is AMC. Congratulations to everybody, man. I'm not dropping these shares. Like, it's gonna have to come down to like 28.50, 28, something like that. We've made a lot of money on AMC.
I'd watch for the halt, because you're now getting the prices where like that below that 29 could possibly trigger one of those, sort of one of those downward halts. That's the only thing I would caution about. Guys, that GoEV, by the way, it was a crazy run up. They did have an offering, so when you see that at $1.80, it never had any sense why it went to $20, guys. So I know it seems nuts. But this was the price action. It halted to the upside with like 20 bucks. Multiple halts down, closed at 6. They announced an offering, and now it's trading at 180. It's on 20 million shares, but it's literally not moving. So I don't really see too much activity there or any reason to maybe trade that one. It could make some moves, and I'll tune into it, but it's just basically barcoding all pre-market. So the movement is probably done on this particular name, but I understand it popped up in people's radars. That's because of yesterday's action, and then the gap down is just simply the offering.
I thought another interesting name that we haven't talked about yet today, and we do it every single day. What about NEO right here at $39? Like, talk about barcode in the pre-market and the aftermarket yesterday. It bumped up to 39 a bunch of times, man, and stopped. So we'll wait to see if it wants to take that out. The market now, of course, again, whether or not this is just a Friday move or whether or not this is just the index is getting excited here because volume's pumping into some of these names. $39 a top there. I don't want to take that break. We've been burned on NEO breaks before off the open because it does tend to fade in. So I'm looking at yesterday's close of 38.50. I'm going to go long 38.50. Well, a little bit ahead of that, probably in the 60s there. But that'll be a tester position. We know NEO can just continue to fall. So as I break this back down a little bit here, basically this 38 level is the one that I'll hang my hat on. So we'll go long 38.50. We'll get longer in here somewhere in the 20s, hopefully around this area, and then we wait for the jump back. But if it doesn't, man, then we can't hold it too far past 38. So we'll wait for that. And again, just because if the market screams down, NEO will get clobbered. Believe me on that one. We've seen that happen. It's the same type of stock. It looks like a Palantir. It looks like a lot of these names where we made bottoms. We've broke through the 50-period moving average. And now on any market weakness, it can trace back. So that tracement back is 37.50. So let's wait to see on NIO. But that's just another name that I have on my radar. I'm going to get all these orders ready to go, man. We have Rocket. We have Rocket breaking. Nicola, go ahead, Neil. Yeah.
No, and Brenna mentioned that VTNR, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention or talk about that top. Again, 666. This one sets up for me with that idea of the sort of test at 930 into the high. Where it tries to push off that open, some volume comes in on the gap play, and then the hard reversal. Now this stock at 1030 had a halt to the upside, and then we got back into it shorting only pops. That was the rollover that we did. It's exactly the trade that we did yesterday. Just shortly after the open, it pounded right back into this 460 range, and then we shorted that. It got right into support. I was short in the pre-market, and then this was an obvious level here, that 355. It was a reversal. Obviously, I could wish I was long in that reverse. I wasn't. I was covering shorts and then getting back in. So if it does the same type of setup, it'd be a failure at 666 or in front of 666 to the short side on VTNR, which is crossing well past that 20 million mark. Of course, all eyes are going to be on AMC, which had a bit of a pullback. I can tell you beyond me, you can calm down on this one a little bit because that 154, which looked like it was going to be a breaker at the open, We're now down below 149. Suddenly, you go the other way and start thinking about that 140 to 142 range, at least going into the afternoon. That was where the chop was. There's 140 in the bottom. There's a 142 area kind of at the top. I always do that. Point it over here instead of over here. So that $2 target range is where you want a bit of a bounce play on Beyond Meat. And it's a moving market, obviously, so you have to adjust those plans of action. Looks like the breakout might not happen at 9:30 for that one, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, AMC is pulling right back in right now, so we did have that high of 32.50. So just watch out, guys. Like I said, this thing could fall pretty dramatically there. So we do have some bids a lot lower than this, but we could fall right off the open. I'm nervous about halts. I'm nervous about a lot of different things here on AMC. So please, guys, just watch out for this. People are saying they could issue more shares. Of course they can. That could happen at any time. And yeah, we're not just an AMC channel here, guys. If you want that, we'll be here for you, and we'll talk about levels, and we'll do this. But we're not going to just pound our chest here. There's a lot of different names to trade, and we just hope to add AMC to our cap, and hopefully we will today. So 32.50 is a good little level there. I'm a buyer back here near 29.60, but again, I don't know if it falls that far. With only 10 seconds to go here,
anything's possible. That countdown is about to get dropped. I just got triggered into CRM, so that just broke that 39. I never liked getting at that time. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's get this party started. Market is open on a Friday.
Okay, so just to make sure we're all on the same page, we have Palantir long, we got Neo long off a bid down here at 38.50, like we talked about that. So we'll take some off if we can in the mid 70s. There it is already. So already a nice little long win there for us on NIO. Long right now, Neo, 38.50 on a dip buy. We gave you that one. Let's go, NIO.
And we'll already power it up there. CRM, remember it was 239, not 240. Of course, when 40 breaks, that stop momentum, I want to take profits from the, the later shares that get in. So we'll take a quick little, maybe $1.25 or something like that. And then if we can hold this 240, it could be an add on a dip buy. But I got to go over to what was supposed to be the trade I wanted right at 9:30, and that was going to be that VTNR. Of course, Salesforce, nice little long win there. VTNR does not pop off the open, so I'm still looking for that pop into that 660 range. It just falls to the downside right away. AMC's holding up, however.
Okay, I'm just getting some orders in here. Yeah, AMC, a nice little rip. Let's go. $1 now. $1 now in the money on AMC. It's taking out day's high of 32.50. Let's go. Your boy got this one. That's for damn sure. And then look at Palantir, guys. Also another ripper. Let's see if we can. Damn it, we just missed a nice out on Palantir there, guys. We had 15 pennies there. Sorry. Yeah, 12 pennies on AMC, on Palantir upside. There it goes. We'll take that out again. Nice move on that one. GE, we got GE long. We're 4 longs now, Neil. Palantir, Rip City. There's another one. We've got Ford now long, guys. We're rocking and rolling. AMC.
There's
bang!
The 33 break was
a
clean dollar. Now $1.50 on the break of 33. Watch the 35 break now on AMC as well. It's going to bounce off of 30. Well, sorry, it's going to bounce off of 35. At least it did just bounce off 35. That could give you a dip buy opportunity. Maybe another breakout coming through at 35 even.
Bang! Palantir, bang! Everything, bang! AMC, bang! This is the day that we're doing today, guys. Look at Palantir. Go, go, go. Look at AMC. 350 in the money. Let's go. Raise the trophies if you're long AMC, guys. Boom! $5 now in the money. You want a sticky note?
Is that a halt up?
Note.
This could be a halt upside.
Bang, bang, everyone.
Nope.
All of 36. We called 40. I was crazy to call 40. 36. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm basically buying every single break. It was 33, it was 35. We're trying to give it to you here. There was a situation where it looked like it was about to halt to the upside, which was crazy, but it's not. It obviously didn't. This is the same thing. It looks like it's about to do it again. If this thing halts up, I got a 35 long here. I might actually just take a profit here, take it out. I don't want this thing halting on me. If it turns off a push like that, that resisted a halt to the upside, so that's why I just took that profit out on AMC, and we'll look for reversal. I'm not even paying attention to CRM, $3 in the money at this point. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, this is nuts, man. Neo, a big win, man. We got out of that one as it's coming back, dipping down again. So we're watching this. I'm loving Palantir, man. We picked up that on the short side as well, like not a short side, the long 23.05, but beautiful outs there. Yeah, good out on AMC, man. It's just rocking right back up. Like that got to 36.50. Hello, that might have been a good opportunity to get out there. Good job. What price did you get? 35?
One of these days it was 36.71, and I try to explain as fast fast as I can. That halt state where it was like the bids couldn't go any higher. If it doesn't halt off a move like that and it reverses because it can only go down at that point unless it triggers a halt, that's usually a really good place for a turn in that situation. Now, obviously, if I was shorting the stock today, that's a place I would have shorted. Clearly, I didn't do so because it's not about fear. Fear is you know what? Fear is a good thing because it keeps you away from stupid things or crazy things. I just missed a dip buy into 33 even because this just happened. I just got into plug power and look, I don't want too many of these right off of the open. And because plug is making that little breakout and we liked it, there's that 31. So I'm long in plug, got that new position. And yes, CRM's good. If it gets to 245, I want like a $5 winner in front of that level if I can catch it. But plug, I just figured in.
Nikes. Bang on Ford as well, guys. 1480, 1485. This is the stock, man. We're laughing at this right now. What the hell? Oh man, I got out of this stock. Something must have. Okay, anyways, we'll get back into AMC. We took it out. We wanted to wait for the high there. I don't know what happened there. Might have hit a key by accident, got out. Shoot, AMC, retracing back up. We got out of that one. Frustrating, but whatever. NEO, 34 cents in the money. Palantir, 40 cents in the money. GE, 3 cents in the money. 3 cents, wow, Sean. Ford, 17 cents now in the money. Look at these buys on Ford. Did we not give this to you on our sticky note? Let's go, Brendan.
AMC kicking it off, guys, but GME a little bit late to the party again today. We saw this happen in the afternoon, but volume just coming back into GameStop now. So it starts off with AMC, but the rest starting to catch a bid.
Yeah, and look, sometimes that's exactly what happens. You get those laggers that start to come into play. Come on, load up, load up, load up. BlackBerry, another one as well. So you try to pick your poison. Which one do you like the best? And BlackBerry, look, if there's going to be a bit of a dip, maybe you talk about like a 1050, but that just had a hard turn in front of 11 even. If this move continues, you can find some of those even levels in other places, guys. So BlackBerry on the move. Of course, we talked about Beyond Meat. It still hasn't given much of a trade. I had it right every single time except for this one with the right market there, guys. So there's Beyond Meat. It still hasn't given any kind of a break. It is basically range bound. So you get that no dip into the 140s. Forget about that sell. It's still a 148 to 154, which leaves the breakout still somehow intact for Beyond Meat. So if a secondary move happens, we get a top on AMC, you can always find that kind of a play over in Beyond Meat. AMC 37s could be another break because that's going to be the high of the day. Plug Power now on the move, just got some out at 31 or in front of 31.50. I'll target the quarters and we'll target those evens because the breakout is on. I mean, everywhere? I don't know. All over the place, I guess I should say.
Oh man, this is insane. Like the winners we have, look on board, guys, on what we're doing. I cannot believe we got out of AMC there. That was a mistake. Damn it, that's okay, whatever. I mean, I can only be mad at myself because that was my bad there. So 37 maybe breaking on AMC. Is that going to be a trade that's going to be worth it? I don't know how far you got to cross up to get that, but we'll try it one more time. Any kind of a pullback in to 32, 33.50. But guys, how good is that 31.50 break that we gave to you? How good are these Palantir buys on pullbacks, guys? I mean, we're just been rocking and rolling. If you haven't saw the sticky note, get on that. And it's not, I am self-promoting. There's no doubt about that. But like, this is for us. This is for everybody on the show, guys. Hit those trades. These are the trades I'm taking. If you like them, then great. I'm giving you the resource every day. But there we go, man. 4 longs. AMC doesn't get any sweeter. There's that 31.50 break that we talked about. Bang, out at 32, then out at 34.50. Damn it. Palantir, big move there. NEO, 50 cents. Not only that, did we call NEO, guys? Yes, we did. We told you on a dip, man. We're buyers at 38.55. Just hit the rewind and you get some of this. Let's go. Take out a little bit more NEO now.
Yeah, and I'm going to make a reload in a couple of names here. One is going to be that ITRM, so that's going to be that penny stock. And of course, remember CRM was the other. We took the quick scalp win on CRM. It actually goes to two. Look, I wanted, and I said here in front of 245. I didn't catch a turn. It's 243.50. Sometimes you got to be a little bit quicker on the trigger. I was not, I admit it. You heard me say I'm ignoring CRM, which was stupid, but we're able to get the dip buy right off the same breakout price here at that 38.39 area. So I'll rinse and repeat, scalping $1.52. This time, if it goes anywhere near that 242, I will take some more profit on this name. So there's obviously a situation where you don't want to trade too many things at once. There's a lot happening in this market. Sometimes you got to take a bit of a breath. Concentrate on the levels that you have. This is why we give our prep, and this is why we talk about those levels over and over again in the morning and double down on them all the time because you want to be prepared when the moves happen. Brendo?
Here goes the next one, guys. 4.5% for Rocket now, trying to test, what is that high? 1940 was yesterday's high, so volume coming into RKT, guy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. There goes Rocket. Hello. How about a 19 break? How about a 19 break? So we got that 19 break, guys, and we're almost out. I mean, we talked about going to 1940. We're going to have to let this one calm down. We're at a half now on Rocket. It didn't get to that 1940, so we're going to wait on you, RKT, and see where you go from here. Palantir now 65 cents now in the money. Okay, Palantir, I see you. A nice little trade to the upside on Palantir as it just keeps on ripping higher and higher and higher off that great contract there for PLTR. So look at this, 23.80 now. This is probably worth getting some out, guys, on Palantir. And like someone said before, this isn't just the AMC show. No. We've actually made more money on almost everything else here today. What about Ford? Ford goes all the way to 1504 there, guys. We obviously should have took more out than we did, but it's falling back in. So let's have a quick look at Ford and just start to get a little bit more out on this one, as we don't want to give back our days here, guys. Good, well, we won't, but here goes Ford to the downside. Should have took some more profit on that one as the market. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to power up. And the market's doing almost nothing off the open, but there's plenty of movement to be had here, guys. I got that scalp trade on CRM. We'll look to possibly reload that as well if it tests that 238 level one more time. I just want to quickly talk about this VTNR because we wanted that pop off the open. This is the same pattern as yesterday. We're able to do this twice off a pop into that pre-market high. See if it happens here. Now, more time people see the pattern, less likely it's going to succeed. So you have to have, I think, tighter stops. Obviously, it's a pretty tight one here, only about 30 to 40 cents off the high of the day. And then you take some out a little bit earlier. So I'm thinking about, some in front of that VWAP, that 6, get that quarter, and then you take some out in front of that 575. Probably not even, maybe half at best, you hold on to through a break of 560, which was a couple of times some support on this particular name. So it is trending upside. The volume is absolutely tremendous because that's what it is all over the place, guys. And I want to go over to Plug Power if I can. This is the other trade we had for that little break. We talked about the top end break on Plug. We showed the daily chart there. It just hit 31.75, so the 50s, the 3/4. Now you're looking for a 32 break. At this point, I'm willing to see if we can't hold through a 32 break as opposed to taking it off in front like we've been doing on the way up. Miss V, what you got?
Hey Neil, Virgin Galactic is ripping. Stock is up almost 13%, guys.
Yeah, I knew that wouldn't age well.
What stock was that? Sorry,
Virgin Galactic. Look,
yes,
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna look. I kind of knew half of my mind if I take out some of my shares in the long term on Virgin Galactic in the midst of this move, it won't age well. But it is what it is. You like some other plays there, and you want to shuffle around. This is a pure squeeze. Oh my goodness, I wish I'd seen 35. So, I mean, this is a daily chart. And just quickly, look at that turn, 35. It was off that turn that swing, 27.50, made sense to cover all, not some, or at least a higher percentage of. And then where do you think it turns around here? If you're ever sort of picking a line in the sand and not waiting for a turn, try to find something that gives you a double or triple confirmation that it's a significant level that you got. That's where you get that dip. Notice how it's holding here at VWAP and not holding to the downside. Sometimes it means that move isn't over. I'm not hunting for this particular type of a short unless I'm catching a top with a tight stop. So no short for me in Virgin Galactic. For those that look to buy the dip, this is probably your chance to a 34 if it holds V, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Brendan?
Wow, Microvision, 9% already. A little bit of deal making to pass along, guys, in the cannabis sector. If anyone's in this one, Hexo, they picked up Redcan for $925 million. So HEXO up nicely today on that news, guys.
Okay, we're just getting ready to get a little longer here on Rocket. We just did buy some here at 18.20, so we did get some out there. We were thinking that was going to be the next one to go moonside there, but obviously it didn't. So it tried 19. We cashed it out there pretty quickly on the way up. We didn't get any 1920s, but we're back into a buy spot here on Rocket. Like we already talked about this name, this is a very, very dangerous one. So the reason why, the fundamentals aren't good on Rocket, man. Look at the daily chart. It's just been getting crushed, and we had a monster move. Like this 2 days ago, this was at 16. If they didn't like it at 16, they're probably not, and I'm just talking about like Wall Street and everything, they're not going to like it, at 19, right? And so that was a play that we're tried to get some momentum to the upside there. It looks like it failed, but I was just bidding I'm bidding 41s. I thought I was. Yes, I am. Okay, I'm actually bidding 40s. I got to change that. So if it comes down, we do want to get more long. I think this retracement back are people that were dreaming this was going to go. So now it's just getting hit to the downside. I think this is a good reload spot. You can see my average price right now, $18.97, but I want to get more now.
And we'll go with the Wiz, and why not? I mean, I call it the Wiz because that's the name Sean gave it, and I liked it. You can give it a different one if you like. But it talked about that setup here in VTNR, and I did get out half of the trade as it popped down through 6. Some out in front of that 575. Yeah, I'm not waiting until this little bottom it had of the opening range at 560. You get some out in front of it, anticipating. It was the same thing in yesterday's action. Anticipate that previous support could be previous support if you're looking for a place to scalp profit. It just makes a heck of a lot of sense. Speaking of which, we're shooting some more educational videos, and scalping is definitely one of the topics that we covered. I will now, as I take a break, talk about CRM, which is holding above VWAP for now. If it makes a break up here, shy of that high a day, I look to get some out this time, not looking that gift horse in the mouth, and try and take that 4 or 5. Well, I mean, it will be about a $4 winner. So a couple of longs off CRM. It's ugly that I didn't get anything out here the first time in 242, or even closer to 243 where the target was. But hey, a lot of activity happening. You're trying to hold on for those directional trades. And as we're not ignoring AMC, but I got other positions on. That's crazy. I mean, this drop. Somehow it never halts. This drop was from like 35 into 29. So,
What?
I mean, yeah, I sometimes I don't actually understand some of the halt rules and the volatility halt rules, because that seems to me like it could have triggered one. It did not whatsoever. So I would have been hunting for that kind of a turn. It looks like it turned right off of that
What the?
Look at that pre-market low that it just turned off of. That is insane. Everyone's looking at the same charts, and they're getting well in front of these levels before they bounce or before the stock gets bounced. When we say they, I'm talking like sort of the bigger money traders. That can be short covering off the top, certainly, but it can also be those guys digging into that dip buy. They're taking this well before 30. They're not even letting it get to those levels. A lot of times, it's the break and flush out of a level like that that's your best entry. It's not even getting to those these days.
Now I'm just pissed off because I don't know if like what happened in my AMC. I was bidding down here.
I don't even.
Like I was bidding down. No, forget about the stock. I was bidding down here 29. I mean, you guys heard me say that 29.50 or whatever the hell my price was down here. These are the levels we wanted to get. So I'm a little bit shell-shocked that where my bids went, but I don't know. I must have canceled everything at some point, but whatever, because no point in crying about things when you got a dollar winner on Palantir, and this is a big position in your account, in my account, 6% now upside. I mean, here we go again, man. We told you my average price $17.60 now on Palantir, and you're at 24 and change, so we'll win on that one, and we'll win pretty huge on it. Nikola, this one, it takes that 15.60 out. We noticed that, man. We get out right away. Like scalp. Now we have less than half, way less than half of our position on as this one's fading back in. I want to give some of these some room in case there's like a part 2 of this. So that's why right now we're loaded up, pretty loaded up right now on Rocket. We took 2 longs here at 40. We're going to take another one at 18.20. And if it does dip down below 18, then we got to get out of Rocket. Because again, 70 cents, we could take that as a hit. We don't want to, but if Rocket wants to go, then we're going to have it at least. So that's part of the strategy there. Man, I'm just like perplexed with AMC there, because that would have been a monster. Like you thought the bangs happened early. Yeah, if we were long there, man, that would have been crazy. So I don't really know what happened, but AMC, congratulations on anybody that did do a dip buy. And I'm with you, man. I don't know why this thing's not halting more, but it's not.
Was that Brendan? Nope. Okay, so sorry guys. For every now and then, I'm hearing things because I'm old. Now we talked about some of the laggers and the moves, and of course, as I'm getting that VTNR trade and trying to focus on that, you get that like sort of top end break on BlackBerry. It now makes a fresh high, pulls right back in, bounces off VWAP again. So there are some other names that are moving, and it's not like we're trying to ignore them, guys. But every now and then, you got to go back to what is certainly going to be working. And this is all pie in my face because you wait for that turn. I even said, look at ITRM. That's that one. The other one I like that can be the easy short. It makes a pop right off the open. I try to catch it on the way down instead of just stepping in front of the moving train and shorting more. It's working right back to that 140. I'm going to bid all the way down to 125. That was my ultimate target, and I talked about that in the pre-market. Still looks like we're probably going to be getting it. Now you guys are going to Brendan.
Retailers have been in focus over the past couple of weeks with earnings. This is not the case, however, for this one. BBBY, guys, 30% short interest on Bed Bath & Beyond. So nice push here for that. Just broke 29 there on volume.
Okay, so yeah, again, that's going to be another short name there, as you just mentioned. We did take more Palantir here long at 98, 99 as it breaks. So we're getting very, very close, man. If it breaks this 70, we're going to be out. But we do want to average in a little bit here just in case this pullback in the market is just temporary. We know we want to be long now, Palantir. We talked about this weeks ago, that it was a different stock now, man, that it was trading with the NASDAQ, and not even that, but even stronger than the NQ. So let's watch out for this one, as everything now is making its way back upside. So NEO still 77-cent winner. What a great buy that was down there. And here comes Rocket right back to the upside. Probably worth getting a little bit out here, just as, again, I keep taking Neil's lines here, but I feel very, very lucky that this has bounced back there. So we will take a little bit out there at 60. Very, very small part, but we did take some out there. And there goes Palantir. What a good reload that was. So we'll hit the air horn for that Palantir reload, guys.
And that's what you got to do. You got to find those like reload areas that you like. I just noticed Workhorse is getting very, very close to getting that potential breakout. But I got to go back over to Plug. That was a good one. We got near that high. It just comes right back to that breakout price here. So as I'm literally saying it, you can try to get these 40s or something in this 40 range. Sometimes you have to cross the spread. There we go. So try to get some in the 40s on a reload, and Plug Power just bounced off of VWAP. So it flushes in, bounces off of what was that previous breakout area. I mean, it doesn't even get to 31.15. The entry was actually off the quarters for me because I like those quarters. It just bounced there. I'll take profit in front of that 75, of course, because that's kind of one of the things that we do when you're looking for a bit of a scalp trade. So back into that one, and then as I say the word reload, VTNR bounces off of, I mean, in front of that 560, not off of, in front of that 560. We're able to get the bottom of that move there at about 581. Anticipate that 575 could be some support. As it comes higher and retests that high of the day, I don't want to average into this one or take more shares unless I'm getting a better price than before because it resisted the first level. So it resisted that first pullback area. So you're only getting more shares if you get a fantastic price off that 666 high of the day. And then AMC, yeah, I mean, it looks like there's no further dip just yet, but it's rounding out. This is 33 right here. That was the break from the morning that you had the pre-market high. And of course, there were better prices we had, like 31.50 that Sean mentioned. But if it can't retake that, I mean, this could retest that little bit of a bottom. It's sort of set up that way. And if I can catch something, which would be like a 50, risking a reasonable amount of risk to get back to that range, I think that'd be a short you could take. As I'm talking about that, CRM is making that move. Or it's attempting to make that move to 242 and reversing on me here. So this can't hold VWAP. I might just dip out of this for that $2, which is all I can take, and then look for 235, 237 on a retrace. Feels like the momentum is elsewhere, so as good a trade as it was, I definitely left some on the table when it comes to CRM, it looks like.
So good out, at least some out there on Rocket. Yeah, decent one there as we saw it pop back up and we did able to get out. Okay, there goes AMC bucking through 34. So we will take that trade through $34 and then just see if we can take a quick 40 cents. There it is. So a nice one. Pigs will get slaughtered, but now we'll see if we can hold this. So another win quickly on AMC. And again, guys, trade your book, man. Like we don't know how many shares you're trading. You don't know how many shares we're trading. Just make sure that you get in and out. Time your plays there. When I get 40 cents, honestly, in 5 seconds, I'm going to take part of that. So I will take that out. Now we'll wait to see where AMC goes. Whether or not it's higher from here, who knows? But I'm in that play. That's for damn sure now. And then look at this one, guys. Chicken dinner winners for Ford right now. As that just, I mean, you have confidence, right? If there's going to be one thing that you're going to have, hopefully it's confidence in some of the plays. That's why we share the sticky note with you. So Ford back down, any pullbacks, we actually even called these levels. So 1480, that's exactly where we sit, and we take that, and we're just almost out of Ford now. 15 and change right there for that name. What else to check back in? You want to talk about confidence, guys? Let's just go like that with our cowbells now, because Palantir, we talked about that reload into the teeth of this NASDAQ coming back down. We take that reload at 98, bang it out to 15s, and we get as high as 20s there. So we're getting lighter and lighter on some of these positions. But hey, this has been a super fun day, and I hope you're having it with us because, yeah, everything mooning at VNTR now 55%. Crazy some of these.
It's not just a crazy symbol, to be sure. Like there's obviously a lot of things that are be moving around here, guys. And I want to make sure we try to cover as much as possible. We have to look at obviously the trades that we're going to be in here. And I don't think any of us have traded particularly Virgin Galactic. We talked about the 35 turn. It's sort of similar to AMC here, where you're getting a bit of a bounce, but it seems like it's not sustaining it, and it feels a little bit safer if this gets back below VWAP than particularly over AMC to the downside. So if you're looking for like a 33 break, if it can't hold this, I mean, some of these are going to start coming back in, and you got to think about what's the safest one to play a reversal on. Brendan?
Okay, just looking at a couple more cannabis names here, guys. Just noticed Tilray making a push here through day highs on volume, so 2.9% for Tilray. That Hexo as well, still going on volume, guys.
Good job, Tilray. Good job, Tilray. Yeah, I like Tilray now because all my Afria shares got turned upside down into Tilray. So, okay, there's AMC now. I mean, it had a couple fails there, guys. So, you know, we are loving AMC. Don't get me wrong here, but you can't love it to your grave. So you got to watch out here. We're still hella long. We're not hella long, sorry. We're light. This was not a huge position on this 34 break, which we were talking about. So, you know, we're not going to give back some of these moves. So watch out there. It just stops at VWAP and comes back out. So I'm going to take another long one more time, but I am nervous about this 32.50 break here on AMC. So there may be something up with that. So I'll take one more long if it dips down into 33 again, but then I'm going to get out if it breaks through 32.50, and then so be it. If we don't win, we don't win on that one. Look at Rocket trying to go back upside now. Our average price now is 60. We're going to turn this one into a winner if we get into the 80s, but for right now, Rocket's been our biggest misstep. Other than that, like everything is rocking, guys. AMC coming back down to that 30 level again, 33 level.
Yeah, and you talk about the things coming back. I mean, coming back to that upside. I try one more time to get some more shares out in VTNR when it hit that 6. It bounced off that like, I mean, just bounced like a little bit of rubber band action there. So you got to watch out. And I said this before, like that 666 high, that is the high of the day. I'm not actually just making up that number. That 666 high, I'm not taking any more shares unless it's the tightest. Like it has to stall right in front of it and then maybe catch something in the 50 range. Otherwise, I'm not adding a single penny to it. And then if this thing goes through the top, I should show you what happened in yesterday's action. I mean, this stock, when it made a move at 10:30, it was off a bottom and it halted to the upside. And you're looking at the gap now. I mean, there's all kinds of, there's all kinds of room to the upside when you have these low float names. So you got to be very careful if you're going to be shorting them. I said in CRM I would not look a gift horse in the mouth. So as I see it approach this level again, there's always a chance to take a break of like a 245 area, right? So, and there's always a chance to buy bids at 243, so 238, maybe like a VWAP if it breaks out through this high of the day. But it got to this range, and I'm going to take it out here in front of 242 because I said I have to be a little bit more aggressive, making sure I bank that profit, especially when it makes a deep retracement like this. Now, if it gives me a shot to get back in front of 237, I have the flexibility to take the money that we've made as it fell through, or just look for a top and break. You get a consolidation top, you can take another break at 243.50, which is the current high of the day. So CRM, we'll take that structured nice double tap, and then we'll look for the next opportunity in CRM. As AMC, I mean, I'm looking for a way to get back into this one and can't seem to find it. Here's 35 trying to break. Man, if this thing breaks 37, that's gonna be crazy, crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know where to get out or in or anything on this stock anymore. I'm just beyond myself right here. Look, Palantir, we just tweeted this out, guys, and we only have like really just one thing to say about Palantir, and that is yup. I mean, this is just, we've just been rocking this bang, bang, Palantir today. We even, I mean, look, we even tweeted this out early today. Where was it? I don't know where it was. This is, okay, yeah, I retweeted a bunch of people. Oh yeah, my poor tomato plants here, they're trying to go. Just stay strong, guys, stay strong in this we're 4 degrees positive today. Here it is, Palantir. A nice bump again today, now 30% from our buy at 1850. So we're super happy, now 30%, check that. Try 40% now upside on Palantir from our last buy. So good on that, and good on anyone that has that with us. GE here as well, guys. Yup, again for GE. Let's just take a little bit more out here if we can. Okay, maybe we just missed a 23 there, but we'll put a 22 offer. See if we get out. Nice little buy there from 1450. We did have to hold this one. Things are just going too nuts in the open. There we go. Where's the outs? Oh, is this a daily chart? No. I thought we got some outs on GE there. Yeah, we did. Oh, they're there. They just got painted up there. So nice little out on GE to the upside there. We did take out. Let's just, I mean, I'm long everything. Look at the positions. I mean, we can review, guys. AMC, a beautiful long here. Let's see if it holds. 34.03. Ford, we're 10 cents in the money, and we just cashed out more at the day's high. We're very, very light. All of these positions I'm reviewing now are pretty light, other than Rocket. So GE, we're almost out of GE right now, as that's taking out new highs. That's a big trade for us. Nikola, we're waiting to see if we still took some profit on that one. Palantir, I don't have a better stock today than Palantir, so we'll catapult ourselves like bang, bang, bang. I thought I couldn't beat myself the performance I made yesterday, but maybe we did. There's that one. Holy shoot. Rocket. Let's get the hell out of this one, guys. Big move on Rocket. Bang. There it comes on Rocket. So another one for you. I don't think we've actually hit the bang today, but we'll do that there. Hallelujah. As Rocket just goes back up to the upside, man. We chilling like a villain, and it's only 9:57. Let's go.
And whoa, what? That was crazy. I mean, you said that. I just saw AMC dip back in here. Now I'm going to start hunting for those resisting 10% move to the downside play. So it just went 34. If it touches anywhere close to 31.50 and then bounces off of that level, I want a quick little long scalp trade on an AMC. That's going to be the next one. I did take some of that plug power out when it got back to the 50-60 range. So my last entry is going to be that 40s. So that's all I'm holding on to. So a tighter stop on that, and I'll dip by if I can. But I'm looking for the dip. It's almost right here, right now. In AMCs, it just reversed, and I want to see, here we come. It comes like 32. You want to see if it can come to that 31.50 range, anywhere into that 31s, and then try to find a bit of a reversal off of that. There's still, it's ridiculous how much dark pool action is going through on this stock. There's not a lot of lit volume, seeing all those Ds chop through, but it is this 31.50. Any turn here is what I'm going to be watching for and see if I can't get a quick little dip by. So just want to see the bid stack a little bit, and yeah, actually, there we go. Yeah, we just got some at 32.41 partial fill. Yeah, so I got a partial at 32.41 there to the long side. I was looking for the first little turn, stall out a little bit, and I want to be scalping that trade out if we can. So in and out, we'll take about a quick buck there. I only got a partial fill as I crossed into the market. But you're looking to anticipate at this point these dips. They're not letting it get to 10% on these retracements, so it consolidates, and it just doesn't even go 10%. That's what's happening on AMC. Until it stops, you can take advantage of these moves over and over and over again. I said I would do this, and I got to, because this VTNR keeps on resisting VWAP here. So I'm going to take a little bit more out of VTNR. I'm not adding on this thing. Look, I can add if it breaks VWAP and breaks down 560 and start thinking about shorting below 6. Sometimes getting a worse price is good because the momentum is with you. So it's either that or I get a great price up at 650. This stock is kind of giving more and more reasons why I don't need to hang on to the short or add to it yet and think about that 666 break through the upside, guys. That's where my stop is anyways, to get out of the short, but certainly looking like a decent reversal. And beyond meat, which we've been, it feels like we're ignoring everything today. That's not the case. Once again, just sort of teetering back to the upside. I still have a stop break for 154 because it's still there. So if it goes, great. It never gave you like 142 on the dip. That's the price I was looking for. 145 is as far as it got, so it kind of didn't even come close.
Okay, guys, so just an update. Rocket booming, good out on Rocket there. We still have AMC and now $1.50 in the money there. We got in and out there at 32.50 there. So we're back long, 32.50. So here goes AMC now, $1.45 in the money, man. Gang, 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 guys. Hot dogs for everybody, as this is just, great trading today on AMC. Palantir, 60 cents in the money. GE, Ford, everything rocking and rolling. But I see my man over there. Give it to him, Brendo.
Hey guys, a positive start to Friday morning. Let's get into North American markets here. We'll check out how things stand right now. It's actually the S&P that is leading the way here. You can see 0.6% on a Friday, so a nice way to wrap up the week. The composite and 100 NASDAQ, both exactly the same, in fact, 0.52. Currently, the Dow 0.4 to the upside. The overall market, though, the index, I apologize, I said that was the S&P. That's the TSX. This is the S&P, 0.3% for the overall market. We're up 0.6% here in Toronto is what I was meaning. Let's have a look at a couple of things that we're talking about in the pre-market here. Yeah, blowout report for CRM. You remember Salesforce just tested, in fact, day highs above 242. We're coming back towards 242. Not really doing a heck of a lot, though. It's kind of grinding to the upside with decent volume at this point. If I switch over here one more time, there we go. Tilray, yeah, wasn't on the list, but these cannabis stocks definitely catching a bid today. 17 was support down here. Just broke 18, guys, for Tilray, straight to the upside.
There's just so many of them. It's crazy. I was just mentioning in the chat, I think it was the Monkey Shiner. So a shout out to, we love our community here, and we'll talk about, seeing some similar patterns for sure, and just sort of noting that this particular name, this ITRM, I was sitting bidding at 137. I've had this one instance, the pre-market. You can kind of see here because the dot shows when I place the bid, and the line just shows where the bid is. And then it dips to 138 where there was some significant buying. So I lighten the load to get under half the position in case it breaks VWAP, and I want to make a reload up at the 150 range. And again, I have an order when I missed it from the downside. If it comes to that top, I want to be placed in a shot where I can take more shares off of that high, the same way that we did over in VTRM, waiting for that better price. So I'm still going to be in this position. I'm still going to like it, but I want to make sure I get a better price. I'm going to go back to AMC for a quick second because that scalp, we got in and out of it. It's still looking like it wants to kind of hold this 35, which I think gives you a bit of a breakout through the top there. And then any dip off this price, you're looking for that sort of snap back. It's done it a couple of times, 32s here, couldn't get to that 31.5, but off that 32. So if it does turn here, I almost look for a lower level, probably in and around like 31 even. If it can't break 35, of course. If it breaks 35, that's just a pure momentum break play that we'll try to take there.
Okay, I was just looking at Ford here. I'm just going to get out. We have such a light position. I don't know. I was going to get out, but now I'm just thinking about averaging in here on Ford as it's just dropped down here. I talked about that. I mean, that's pants down because we said at the beginning of the show, if you rewind, that, hey, I'm not a seller of Ford, but if you're playing this for a swing trade, you probably should have got out around that $15 mark. So hopefully you're able to do that. Now Ford's pulling back in. I don't even have any bids until 1460. So we can look at that on the downside. Again, here's 1460 yesterday. So we'll wait to see if we want to take Ford long 1460 there. So shout out to @TraderTV Randy, who's always talking about Ford as well. So we'll wait to see if Ford can come down. I do have some bids here. I'm going to change my bid to about 64, 65, and then use this maybe we'll have to use 50 as our out, but again, I don't want, I've called Ford negative today, so it'd be kind of crazy to sit here and hold it long. But if we do get some prices down here, maybe I'll just wait for 60. Like if this could come through, then we'll take it against 50, but just because it's fallen down a lot. But Ford, we did talk about that was a danger zone today, so watch out for that one. We just got out of our Ford there, so that's okay. So now we're flat on Ford. Ford's actually my second biggest stock today. So good trading there on Ford. Back to the upside. We're now hold out now on Rocket. I think that still goes to 19. That's my only moon play right now, other than, of course, AMC. We still have that on board. That's $1.25 now in the money, but it just touched out again, 34.60. So I think we're going to put an offer 34.40 or something like that. See if we get out a little bit here on AMC, and just to have that big win there is nice. But I don't know. Do we hold it, guys? I think you guys would probably want me to, so maybe we will.
And look, just to come to some other names here, SOS, some were asking about it. It does flush off the open. It actually gives that rollover trade, which I kind of like. But, we're going to have our attention in other places as I watch AMC get close to that 35 break. And you know what? That did not break 35. There is no way. I didn't see it break 35 at all, guys. So I just got in, and I'm telling you, there was one wick
AMC.
up here. One wick up here, and it broke that 35. I got in at 34.75. A dark pool took it, triggered in, but there was so much immediate selling that it took it back to the downside. Look, if it comes up to 37, I've already said that that's a hell of a break. So am I going to take, if it sustains this move, I'm definitely going to take it out in front of that. But that was a quick in and out for me because that was an ugly, and look at it, it's exactly a trap. I took out took out 2/3 of the position, and the rest I'm basically hanging on to. If it halts down, I'm covering. If it resists a halt, which it just did, I'm trying to buy that bounce.
So you just heard me say AMC there. Like, what the hell just happened? This is real, guys. AMC just went to $36 and then fell to 32. So it just right there made that move, guys. Like all the way up to 36 and then fell right back down here to VWAP again. And where are my bids? 32.14. What? Then I should have got filled. It went to 32.14. That is absolutely unbelievable. Again, I don't even know how that happens, but we're still there. 32.14. That's mind blowing. But okay, 35.85 right there. That's almost. I've never seen anything like that on that kind of a move. Stop right there at the price we're at. 35.80. So I don't know, man. I may just put an order. I don't want to be too greedy. I put an order 36.50 right there in case this spikes again. But guys, that 35.50, I'm going to put an offer at 35.50. If we could take $3 and that kind of move happens again, I just want to get out. And then if it blows up upside, we'll give up that dollar and get long at the day's high again. But that move was absolutely ridiculous. So 35.50, I'm putting an offer there. I got to get that out, man. That $3 win, we got to take that if that happens again. That was nuts.
Yeah, and I said it as it happened that I missed that first little dip. I was able to catch it there off of VWAP again a second time, so it does give a bit of a bounce. But if it can't hold this one, I mean, it was a much faster move when we scout that trade at 32.40. So if we chased it higher, about a dollar higher, you got to think about the fact that that was all kinds of failed jailbreak at 35 even, and then I'm going to be flat if it breaks that recent low, that 32.50 area. Can't let it go past there. Brendan?
Just saw NVIDIA pop up here, guys. Looks like a couple of upgrades possibly again today for this one. 3.5%. Again, we got above that last little pivot there. 635.5 for NVIDIA. Off to the run again.
I was gonna say, what about what about AMD then? If we can check out that one to see where that wants to fly to. AMD right now 81. Brendan, you remember we were getting a little upset at our positions here with AMD, but here it goes flying to the high side now. Another 3% today for AMD, guys. Good trade there.
Oh, good look. And I see you guys talking a little bit about BlackBerry. I know there's other stocks that are moving. BlackBerry's approaching a 12 level. I mean, I'm in AMC, so obviously I have to pay attention to that. And if it gets to this 30, look, it's resisting even 34s, guys. If it gets to 34, I'm going to take some off. But BlackBerry is in the midst of a potential 12 even break. You know what we like to do here? I'm going to short in front of, like, if I can get 97, 98 and short and reverse into a long, then that's a play that I'm going to just have to make because I do it almost all the time, guys. I see that 12. It stands out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to see if we can't get that one. It's got 97s to the short side on BlackBerry. If it breaks 12 even, I'm going to get that long sort of trade in, and then we'll see if we can't get a bit of a scalp, of course, at first, guys. And then, of course, we get like 25s and 50s. We talk about those reversals. We talk about those quarters and 50s all the time.
Okay, Rocket starting to go now, guys. We're long 1840. It's at 1870. That's a good trade. Our AMC still doing that. And then look what happened on Ford, guys.
Money.
We talked about that level there, guys, and look where we waited to. I mean, I just talked about this 5 minutes ago. We'll wait to get Ford at low 60s. There it is. We got it. We took a little bit out when it pops right away to 67 there. So 62 to 67 is another money play for us on board right now. Give it to him, Bren.
A little one that was halted in the pre-market. Sent this out early on this morning, but just a reminder here, the FDA declining to approve methanol poisoning treatment for this ETON. But so it was halted early on, opens way down 6, but we're already back towards $8 here, just ripping back to the upside for ETON.
Look at Ford.
It was interesting. One of our viewers I was talking with in the morning, thinking that could be a bit of a fade when I saw that news. I scalped some out of that BlackBerry when it tried to it didn't get to past 1210, got to 09s before the reversal. You want to see if it can hold back to about this 80 level. If it cannot bounce that price, I'm out. If it can bounce to that price, I'm looking to add back into it as it continues this bit of a break. And this is probably going to be the first loss on AMC if we break that 32.50. It is not moving. It's just holding 33 even over and over and over again. Crazy.
This is just the run that we've been on. I just hope you guys are also doing this today. We don't have a negative name on board, guys. We've traded AMC today. You know, we've traded Ford today. I mean, look at these charts. We've traded GE today. Okay. We've traded NEO today. Right? We traded Nikola today. Okay. We traded Palantir today. All of these are buys, right? Excuse me, my throat. I got a Hydration Nation. What up? And then we traded Rocket today as well. I mean, you know. So right now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 7. So we are going to spin your favorite animation again. This is what we're doing. 7 for 7 today, Valeria. Even in Russia, That's a pretty good ratio right there. So what's up to Russia, all of our Russian friends? What up, Miss V right here? The good luck charm continues to be right beside me. So what's up to Miss V today in all black? It doesn't matter what color she wears. Your boy doesn't need a certain color. The market might, but we don't, guys. What a big day this has been. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves on this show. It's been a fun one, man. Check out a lot of our videos that have been dropping. We're just crushing things left, right, and center here today, guys. And I just hope you've had a good time with us. It's been fun.
Yeah, and there you go. So I'll actually take my first hit of the day. It's going to be BlackBerry off that top. And then you're going to see what happened that VTNR. This is almost simultaneously. Breaks that 666. It was a failed break. It tries to get to that 3/4. Whenever I see that happen, it's sort of like it get back in off of that range. Now, I got greedy here because threw bids in the 25 range and immediately went down into those 40s. So you're going to have this bit of a jailbreak. And if it makes another move here and can resist that push back down into this quarters, 625 area, you're looking for a now retake of that high of the day, 675, for a cleaner, long trade, guys. So watch for the reversal. VTNR can go in a heartbeat. 675 is going to be the long reverse trade. It has given the fail break one time. This is on big volume. If it comes to VWAP, 6 has been a heck of a bid. I would not hold through there. That's 10% away anyways, guys. That's a good place to take your profit. And AMC, I'm out of it. I'll stay up on the stock. I'm not going to dig into that trade. I think it has to move to the downside before any bigger moves are going to happen. And that might be that 30 level that we've talked about, that 10% retracement where it resists that halt.
We are, and I just want to say, someone just asked me, I used to do this, but then I felt like it was a little bit much because I don't want to talk about daily goals. Some people, daily goals are different, so I'm not saying it anymore today, but Emilio Trader, guys, or Emilio Trader, you could throw out some guesses, but it doesn't matter. Unless I say my goal, it's pretty much irrelevant, right? So that's why we're stopped doing that. We don't talk about P&Ls on here. Ours are sometimes drastically different, and that's not the point of the show, right? So good day today. You can see that. That's why we show you. Niels just took all his winners, talked about that last trade for a loser for BlackBerry. But you guys know when we're winning, and when we're down, we both don't have a problem telling you. So I've stayed away from daily goals because it's too misleading. What's up, Brendo?
The truck interrupter day highs here, guys. Nicola just popping back up on volume through. 1570, 1580. Nice day so far for NKLA.
See, that's why, actually, if the one thing is, thank you, Brendan. I wasn't even looking at Nicola there, and I just go over and get out there. We talked about that 1560 break, and if you're not joining us at 8:30, then wake up earlier because I gave you these levels, 1560. We talked about that. Neil talked about why Nicola's, probably not a great breakout, and he's been right. It hasn't been fantastic. This first breakout did pull back down, guys, so it wasn't great. We actually just put faith in it and held it. So sometimes there is some kind of luck involved in trading, right? So you got to watch out for that. There's Nicola taking out the highs. So I'm going to empty out here. I'm with Neil on this. I don't think Nicola's a fantastic long. So let's take whatever profits we have here and just get out a little bit. So we're already out of a decent amount here on Nicola. So let's just get out of the rest. And if it moons, it moons. We'll hold it till 16 anyways.
I'm sitting here wanting to, and I'm staring at AMC while involved in 2 breaks. And Beyond Meat's at 153. The 154 actually gave a bit of a scalp win, which I didn't take. But it's a VTNR, and I said I would reverse, and I did. This is actually me on the reversal. I got 79 and change. It's actually a blended price here, so the dark pool is giving me that fill. But it looks like it is going to fail, and if this one gets back, and you got to look about like a 640 or so, you got to give up the ghost here. I was completely convinced that this time you're going to get a big time run through. It tested. We shorted a couple of times. We shorted now, reversed to the long side, all in one shot through that 75 range. So it's going to resist the temptation to go higher. I like the consolidation, but if this can't hold a 640, it goes right back into being a bit of a fade trade, guys. And to go back over to AMC, while all this was happening, I'm sitting there getting the trigger into Beyond Meat. AMC makes this push down. Now it's obviously not down towards 30, which I think I spat out there for you guys. But again, every single time it makes a reversal. I mean, you get the scalp, you get that scalp trade, it makes a ridiculous high 36. It's been bouncing well shy of the most obvious support levels. In this particular case, it can't even touch this 31. So time and time again, it's not giving you a good shot to get in unless you're overly aggressive. But it seems like it's some juice is coming out of this one because it is fading pretty hard. And at some point, you could see one of these levels break. And if it does, you're immediately hunting down for $29. And every time I say a 10% away number, trust me, it can happen, and it can happen very, very fast.
Yeah, so we just went longer again on AMC. I'm with you, man. I'm nervous. We did get out of some of our shares there on the downside on these breaks. So, but we did go back long. We're not going to be up as much on AMC as we want to be because some of these breaks are happening and they are taking us up. But right now we're long 31.73. Let's just see how high this one wants to fly. Good call on Nicola. We're holding a little piece now. As thank you for the update there, Breno. Nicola's starting to go again through 16. Sorry, we don't have any offers out. Let's see how high this one wants to fly. And by the way, I thought we were going to go. Let's see. We're going to put an order here right before VWAP 33. If we can get out a piece of that one, we'll take it. We're another $1.20 in the money, man. We can't just keep on looking these wins in the face. So let's go, Brendo. Give it to us again, bud.
A little biotech here. ONVO or Organovo Holdings up on some. I mean, they're talking 3D human tissue at this point. So I'm going to have to read into that a little bit, but 35% here, guys, on volume if you're looking at ONVO, a little biotech company.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
Aren't we all looking at human tissue, guys? Come on. I don't know nothing about that. 3D printing? I don't know. I'm going to stay out of that one. I don't know enough about it, but I do like 3D as a stock, guys.
Yeah, I mean, actually, yes, I actually do like 3D as a stock as well. I'm going to look for a dip. Maybe if we're holding 152s, I'm watching multiple charts here, guys, because AMC, I want to be my next trade, but I got to watch this dip here in Beyond Meat. The break is pulling back to about a 152, which is holding. That's where I want to buy that little bit of a dip. And AMC, man, this looks like it's going to be a bit of a reversal here. I mean, this is still that 33 level. And people look at the same charts. And you had the opening break. You had the pre-market high at that same price. And then you had that bounce off 29. So if it's going to hold, at some point, I got to take a short trade in this. And I haven't shorted it one time, which is crazy because usually I'd be shorting a pop like this. Off of this 33, it's almost, look, I can't ignore. We're now holding below VWAP. I got 32.20s, and it's just put up or shut up time for me. How I'm not shorting a level like this is ridiculous. So I'll give it $1. And I'm going to look to back down first in front of 31 because they've been stalling. Every move has been stalled the same way I've been talking about all morning and even the afternoon show. And then from there, you're looking at 30 even to the downside. If it halts or it looks like it's going to halt, I'm getting out on a downward halt. I'm not holding through like a hero.
Gotta stay hydrated, guys. Okay, wow. Why did we miss this one, Neil? I think you were short initially, BlackBerry, or were you long? I didn't even look at this yet. I think I heard it come out of your mouth at some point today.
I had both. But I reversed into the long, but it couldn't hold, so I immediately got out of that one.
That $10 break, yeah, okay, good, yeah, because that $10 break yesterday never really happened. That was a level that we were looking at, I remember, at our closing show. It got to 10.15, and then we were waiting for that to happen again, and it doesn't until the mark. Well, I mean, it does, I guess, right here. I guess it must have been 10.20. It must have been this level, actually, 10.15, 10.25. The minute that was broke today, you could see nothing but upside here for BlackBerry, but a lot of these names probably starting to lose some steam here. You could see, like Neil just mentioned, man, AMC, like this is another name. Like we got out and in, now it's coming right back to that level again. So we're holding a very small piece. Let's see how far this one wants to go down. Oh, I forgot to put the stop on. Okay, so Ford is right back down, man. We got to get some more shares here. I was gonna say I forgot to put the stop on Ford, but we got out of pretty much all of our shares. That's why we missed this move down. It wasn't even affecting the P&L, but we will now pay more attention to this because it's at 14.50. And again, I'm just going to say roller coaster ride. There it goes down. Roller coaster ride for Ford. But I did say, if you hit the rewind, and I hope that you guys give me some credit for this, because I did say at the beginning of the day that if you were swing trading Ford, today was the day to get out. That 15 was way too high. I even said that to Mark Roberts of Sun Lake Strategies. I said, Mark, this is too high for Ford. Look for it to pull back. It's doing that today, so I hope some of you took at least a little bit of profit out on Ford there and not holding this one for this move downwards today. But this is a bigger move than I thought. Didn't think we'd go down 3%, but the market's about to turn red, so let's watch out for that one. Brendan over at the big screen with some small caps to recap.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, guys, attention elsewhere today, but we'll have a look at some small caps today. Pretty quiet so far as movement. We got these initial gaps on some of these. This is that ITRM hasn't done anything. The volume is decent, liquidity decent, but just kind of chopping around in this range that it developed in the morning. I'll show you this one as well, TMDI. I took the long through the top there of the pre-market, got out, now it's testing lows. I mean, everyone obviously focused on other things today, so if you are trying to force some things in small cap land, have a look at AMC. It's doing some volume, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a mix. Usually it's good luck coming out of Brendan here, but not in this particular case. And I'll show you, AMC just bounced off of that low. And I talked about It gets to that 10% mark, and there's two ways you can play it. I talked about 32 in front of 33. It drops down, and once again, you look at these obvious, 29.20, also that 10%, it's a reversal. It can be an entry for a long. I was short, so I get out of it. That's a good. The bad is going to be VTNR. If I stick to the guns in the short trade, which I talked through you guys, was not going to be the play for me. I was going to reverse into a long. It does not go. It gives a fail break. If it can't hold 40s, I'm out. People want to dip buy in front of VWAP. I'm not going to be making that play, unfortunately. The big mover of the day is going to be AMC. And then Beyond Meat tries to make a break. It tries to hold this little dip level as well. And now it's trying to hold 150. So as the market comes back in, AMC leads the way to the downside if a reversal short, and then you're still getting false breakouts, which for me, if this doesn't hold in Beyond Meat, that's going to be a losing trade for sure. Spitting allowed out and coming back to a couple of other names. Whoops, that's CMR. What am I even doing? CRM here. There we go. Coming back over to CRM, it looks like it was a good decision to get out of that trade. If it rolls over through 240, I still want to buy the dip. If it comes to that 237 bottom, you are watching the overall market try to hold green. Both the NASDAQ and the ES are still in that territory. As long as that's the case, I want to be buying a dip on what was the strongest earnings report, at least that I saw of the day, which was CRM.
Okay, I'm just, whoops, we missed again the pickup on Ford on the low side there because we were looking at other things like AMC. It's funny how these things can distract you from so many other plays, but we did pick up just some more Ford right now, 54. We're gonna give it back to the low of the day. If it wants to break, it wants to break, but this is the other name that we just bought. We're trying to defend this rocket on the low side here. You know, again, another name that does have a chance to go. We've seen it. We saw it go midday yesterday. What time was that exactly? We're about now, I think. No, actually, it was way in the afternoon. 2 o'clock, rocket started to go. It started to actually take off about 1 o'clock, so around noon, rocket took off there. So let's wait to see. I still have an out. If we break 18, we're going to be gone. Like we said, we don't sit here married to any of these positions, man. We just try to, get in, get out, and scalp a little bit. And I want to say thank you so much. We just saw a super chat come through. Jacob Lopez, or Jacobo Lopez, I guess. Nice. Thank you so much for that $10, and you're welcome for the tips, man. Come back any day. I don't know which coming up is it, guys. If you can hit it about our watch list, if anyone knows which one it is. Yeah, I don't have it up, so just hit it if you have it. The watch list, or actually, then it won't be my face, right? Okay, coming up too. There it is. I got it, guys. This is it. So Jacobo there, thank you so much. But you can sign up for our watch list every single day, and you'll be able to see all the names that Brendan, myself, and Neil go over at 8:30. And then also, of course, we do have the sticky note is another thing that's sort of taken off and gotten really popular. So Valeria could put that link in the chat now for the sticky note. So that's another thing that you can pay attention to. I know we all tweet out news and names that we're looking at. So thank you so much, Jacobo, for all of that. But hey, giving tips, I don't want to call them tips. They're trade ideas. So if they come into play for you, thank you so much. And thank you for the super chat. That does mean a lot to us, guys.
There you go. And I'm going to flush this one down the toilet. Beyond Meat, that's the one that does not work for me. Just broke VWAP here. I wanted to quickly show it to you guys, but where are you? BYND, there you are. There's Beyond Meat. I want to show you guys. Seriously, CCL? There we go. There's Beyond Meat. I was looking at CCL, and sometimes, look, we flip and abuse this trading platform with the amount that we flip here. We do not hold VWAP. It cannot hold that 150 level. If it bounces here, fine. I'd rather be chasing this on the downside to like a 142 to 145, which was my original target range on the dip. If it's going to be dip buying today, then it's going to have to be dip buying. CRM is the same thing. I've actually thrown a bid this particular time. If it does come down, we do like it. My best stock of the day is going to obviously be AMC. You guys have sort of seen that, but it's making this other push down. Now, I'm not, like before, I was actually taking the longs when it made these dips, here and here, and then I reversed into it. Look, if it can't, there was a failed jailbreak at 35, which I had, and we immediately covered for literally nothing. Now you're getting that potential halt to the downside. If it cannot hold 29 here and does a downward halt, it's almost like a get into the short, and then if it's multiple halts down, the first one that has any signs of a reversal is going to be the gangbusters long. And as I say all this, it comes right down to this level, and it's holding once again. It's like every time it gets down to these, whoops, and that's still on Beyond Meat. Are you kidding me? So every time it gets down into these price levels, guys, where it looks like it's about to make that jailbreak down.
And now it is, I think.
I mean, it's just, it does, but the offer doesn't follow it, and the bids just sort of jam up. Like, it tests at 29, you think it's breaking, and the next thing you know, you're staring at like a 40 level in your face, and that's a bit of a long entry. So finally, there's a break of that 29, and if it halts down, I already said we're trying to take that short trade if it looks like it's about to halt. Tricky to get them, though.
Yeah, I'm stuck, not stuck, but this is the long that I wanted. If it breaks through 28, we're gone. We wanted to defend this 29.50. We got to give it some room, but look, it looks like it's coming back down, so we will get washed out here and out of our trade, but I am watching it just like you guys all are here on AMC to see what it does, but we do have a trigger to get out if it does break through 28, so AMC right now, a little wishy-washy here. No idea where this wants to go. We're stuck long at 29.90 right now, so we're $1 out, but you know, we've taken multiple dollar winners on this thing, so it's not crazy here to hold this against yourself about $2, but I didn't think we'd have to. That 29.50 does not hold. We'll get some out. There we go. We just took a little bit out there on the way back up to sort of absorb some possible hits here, but right now it's not looking pretty for anybody holding the long right now on AMC, a 28 break, and we're flashing out of this one. Give it to us, Brendo.
All right, another big mover so far today, well built. Anybody seeing this, what is it, WBT in New York, just ripping right now from $20 up to 23.5. I'll show you why. Ally Group from Italy bidding $3.3 billion, according to the Wall Street Journal, guys, for well built.
Wow, a big time move. That's a parabolic chart if you ever seen one. And this is ridiculous how many times it's going to happen. And here's the thing: it's going to look like it's somewhat it's not. Trust me, this is not impressive getting bottom wick on these moves. It is the exact same thing every single time on AMC. It drops. It looks like it's about to halt. You're watching your level 2. It goes right towards what would be that volatility halt band, and then just gaps to the upside. Now the bottom here was 28.17. I essentially made that bottom crossing in. I'm able to get 28.39s, and you see me just staring at the screen, looking for that level 2, looking for that turn price. I'm always going to scalp some out. If it's a previous low, I think there might be some. I think there might be resistance there. Yeah, there was none at 29. That's a 50-cent win. It's ridiculous. If it gets to 30 even, or even in front of that 30 even, I'm scalping the rest of this out for about a $1.20 win. Sometimes you should only be looking at one stock today, and it's like it should have maybe been that for AMC for me and CRM. But we got into that Beyond Meat. That's going to be a loser for me. I'm kind of pissed off at myself over it. And then AMC is giving you these chances. Now, the same reason why I was looking at that short once it held that 33, I gotta start thinking about that again, either off this 30 level or preferably a little closer to this 31. It's had some price acceptance, a much higher than this, but all of it was above this 33 range. All these other turns have been drastic and violent. And it's kind of crazy. Like if you turn here at 30, you're probably watching back. And I'll zoom out here, guys, so you guys can see. You're looking at something in this 25 is quite pie in the sky. You're looking at something in this cluster here like 26.50 where it closed up to that 27.50. So if it drops into that zone and tries to make a turn, it's another type of bottom. If any of these look like they're halting, it's run away from it as fast as possible on any kind of a long bounce. And I want to short any kind of a halt. So you anticipate where there could be these moves. It was a breakout at 30. 30 obvious resistance is an even number. That's where that scalp trade comes from. Wherever these halt prices go is where the turns happen to be. At some point, you got to think it's actually going to give a halt trade. At some point. It just hasn't. It refuses to halt, and I don't understand how it's making this pattern over and over and still not making any kind of move through. At some point, that's going to break some backs jumping in front of these levels for sure.
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing there with AMC. Like I went right back to flat. Like the stock went right back to our in there at 29.60. It actually went higher, went to 29.77. So the hold was a winner for us. But you know, you don't hold something $1 against you and then take a 60-cent or a 6-cent win or whatever it was on that point. So we didn't do that, but we're going to get out if this breaks through 28, and then we'll just wait and see if we get better levels coming for AMC, because right now it is a disaster to the downside. We talked about that. This blowout was the key, in my opinion. When we saw that happen and then it retraced right back down, that was sort of the nail in the grave, I think, for today maybe on AMC. We'll see if it gets back up. I mean, it's holding this 28. If it breaks 28, we'll be gone, and then we'll wait to see if there is a capitulation bounce or something off of a major flush. But to me, this isn't even that bad yet. If you're still long from yesterday, you're still in the money. Any price yesterday, basically, you're fine right now. So we'll wait to see here. Congratulations if anybody cashed out today, but AMC making moonshots today for sure, and it could not be over as well. So we're going to hold this. I don't even have any offers on the upside there, so we'll wait to see when and if it needs to come out. But Rocket also does not Superman anybody. It goes the other way. Rocket goes down, breaks 18, and we get out. But on this retracement back, I'm going to try one more time here on Rocket. I don't want to make the bottom wick. We'll try it one more time, and we'll try it bigger than we were before. Let's see if Rocket wants to go off that 1790 bottom, guys.
The only thing good about Beyond Meat is the fact that I didn't hold it. I mean, doesn't mean it's like an extra $3 here. Now, of course, I said the zone was a 143 to 145, so of course it's going to bounce at 147. But it is what it is. The price action is going to be what it may. I'm still holding on to this, and I'm not trying to ignore ITRM, but I'm kind of doing it. And one more time, and this is sort of frustrating because I had said one of the reasons I got some at 142 was to hunt for a better price, but because it just got bought up in front of 138, I'm sitting at 137, and the same thing happens. It touches 138 and it bounces to the upside. I'm kind of a fool for not getting some out at 139, which would seem like the obvious thing to do, or 140, so we'll go ahead and hopefully rectify that mistake, which might not be the case because it might actually go up to 150 and then I'm averaging into it. CRM is starting to dip to the downside, so I know Beyond Meat is doing the same thing. I kind of liked it a little bit lower. CRM I like in front of these pre-market lows, but instead of sitting on the bid here, because it's at 10:30, you want to slow down a little bit, not have as many positions. I might actually take a little bit of this. These wicks are crazy. If I zoom in past the pre-market, I can get rid of them, and then you guys can see a little bit better here. This low off the open where I bought the bounce was 237.84. Really, you're talking about a 238 bounce. I think it gives you a shot at something like that again. So if we come down, test this 238.50, can bounce off of this, which it kind of already did. I want to see if I can't get like a 239 entry off of those lows. I like CRM. The market's holding positive, and this was the best report. AMC's bounced above 30, so I'm now I have to adjust those target areas for any kind of a dip as it grinds to the upside, and still think about that 33 resistance for another short. Brendan?
Big mover over the past couple of days. Can't believe I missed this one this morning. Man, Moxie, 26% top to bottom here for Moxie. Moxie, and you remember, had a big move up the past couple of days on actual news. But coming back to earth a little bit here, pulling into 12, guys, trying to hold right at day lows for Moxie. It's 10:30. That means there's an hour left in the session over in Europe. European markets, kind of choppy today as well. Let's go check in with Miss V.
Hey Brendan, Europe hit record high today. On the other side, Spanish bank Sabadell is down more than 6%, even after it announced plans for more cost cuts to improve profitability. Back to you.
Yeah, a bit of a choppy start and a choppy end to the week, guys.
Okay, guys, we're huge. I'm just telling everybody, guys, I took 3 times the shares here on Rocket. So Rocket now, monster move to the upside there for us. So we did take that one, and now we're huge on Rocket, man. But whatever, it needs to go up. I just got out of half there on these plays. So that was just great off some AMC bounces and off some NASDAQ. And I don't know why NASDAQ's controlling Rocket or not. But look at AMC. This time, Valeria, we can go Superman because we did hold this. We talked about holding it, and there it comes back up $30, $30.50. Now we have some, I don't think, did this even happen? I don't know. $31.50 there. So now we're waiting. Let's go. Now we're $1.50 in the money now. We're almost at the highest spot we've been at all day now, guys. AMC with a nice little retracement back. I'm waiting. Where's my offer? Bang! We just got filled on the offer. So now it's belly dance time as we're ringing the Reggie now, guys. Up $1.50 now on this name on AMC. Go AMC, let's go. We're long 29.60. We told you this move may not have been done. Good talk down here at 28.50, that's for sure. We didn't get out, we were saved again. We waited for that 28, saved is all I can say about that one. And Rocket, just killing it to the upside now as well. So let's just go, guys. Monster move on Rocket. Yes, sir. Hallelujah, man. We almost went red there. We did go red there, I should say, on that Rocket dip. But then we say a big whatever to you, and now we come back in with Rocket. Hallelujah.
So AMC on that little pop, I sort of look at these obvious resistance levels. I'm going to go 31.50, 31.50. It just turned to 31, so in front of that level, I said I had to adjust that from the 33 to take that scalp trade, and I was going to look for some short ideas as well. We did take that at 32.50 in front of 33. You have the same thing happening here at 31.50, so I do dip into that trade. Now, rinse and repeat the same action. If it falls down too fast, I do look for a bit of a reversal off that 28.50 one more time here, guys. So it's scalp trades galore, although it's tightening up the range. So you are seeing a tightened range here, and you have to anticipate that this move at some point can go from giving you $2, $3 moves to probably $1 to $1.50. And as that starts to happen, the long idea gets a little bit better each time. And I know I've gone long, short reversal, and then after the short work into a long, and then back into a short. That's probably what's going to happen again. If I get out of this one, it can catch like $1 move here, maybe even $1.50 on a break of 30 even. then I'm going to start thinking about where the next long position is going to be. So I know it's a bit of a yo-yo action, and sometimes it can be hard to follow, but there is a method to the madness. We talked through this at length off of the open, how the pattern that AMC was sort of forming here, and it looks like it may be ready for another potential jailbreak if this 28 actually holds. If this move doesn't get you past 29, I'm looking for a long for sure as the next one. Clearly, I'm in the short at 30.94, looking for about $1 to $1.50 on this trade. No longer, I don't think I'm going to get a move like this one, 32.30 down into 29.50. It feels like that's come and gone, those bigger opportunities to the short side. And if it does, you're probably looking at a 28 straight break and those halts to the downside, which have not happened yet.
Oh man, yeah. Just looking around here, man. This has been just such a big day here, and thank you again for all of the love. And look, regardless, and it's just funny. I want to say cuckoo kachoo here. Thank you for all your trading ideas. This almost makes me become a member. The membership, guys, is $5 a month. And that's just so you can turn green here and try to support the channel. I want to do a shout out for members, man. Whoever's a member, thank you so much. You'll get some cool little logos that you can fire off here. Like there's Neil with a money bag there for signature on TV. And I'm actually, if you're liking the show, it's completely free, man. Other people charge you for this stuff. Like, I mean, find a watch list that's better than us and send it to me. Okay, and then you can tell me how much they're charging you. Okay, find a show that's more entertaining than this, than not a guy that just sits there talking to a chair all day. Okay, you guys find a show, send it to me, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so that's that. I want you guys to become members, but if you don't want to spend $5 a month for this quality TV, then that's fine. You don't have to. But cuckoo kachoo, what up? You're always going to be a friend of ours, and I want to thank you for watching. And I just hope you enjoy everything that's going on here on tradertv.live. Because, hey, I'm here every single day. I took 1 day off 5 days off to go to the cottage, and then another day off. So 6 days off last year. Every single day I was here with you. I have 10 losing days this year. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show, and let's just keep preaching on and keep having some winners. So here we go. Thank you for the chat. And by the way, there we go. Thank you so much. Let's just do, I don't know, how many members did we just get right there? Thank you so much to Jacobo. Thank you so much for Noel. Thank you so much for Brent. Thank you so much for John. Thank you so much for Cuckoo Kachoo. There it is, Cuckoo Kachoo. You the man. Thank you so much for that. I don't know how many members we just got there, but thank you so much for all of that love, guys. And I love the chat. That's why we do this. That's why we're here for you. Let's go, tradertv.live to the moon. What up, Darren? What up, Jose? Thank you so much for all of that.
Thank you guys for sure. I mean, it's all. I love this community. It's a lot of fun to see this happen, guys. And the crazy action is abound here, and that's why we're trying to cover it as much. Like we'll be trading it anyways. To be honest with you, obviously that's going to be true. To be able to show you guys what we see is pretty nuts. Watch out. 30 like this. There was a turn on AMC just now, and I was sitting there staring at my screen, obviously trying to catch that turn. I had my bids in the 29.50 to 30 range inside of there. You saw that bid, and when it bounced here and couldn't hold a 30, hold below that 30, the bid stepped up. I got out in those teens. So exactly what we kind of think could happen is going here. You're getting the tighter wedge forming up, which gives you a potential breakout through that 31.50 range. Now there was a failed jailbreak before. There could be another one here. Everyone's sort of probably hunting at VWAP. Which, rightfully so. That could be that move at 32.50 as well. But as this starts to tighten up, guys, the bigger move is going to likely happen. It's a good sign that you had that 28 double bottom, I think, for the bulls, guys. But the trend has been coming to the downside. I've gone from short to long to long to short over an AMC all morning long. I don't think that's going to cease to continue. But while I was staring at that one and getting in and out of that scalp winner for AMC, CRM made that bottom. So there is an opportunity cost that comes to actively trading like an AMC, because then that structured long that I wanted bouncing off of 238 on CRM, which I had just talked about maybe like 5 minutes ago, and there it is. It bounces off. You could have had like 238.50. Maybe you get as bad as like 238.75. Comes right into VWAP, scalps them out for like $1. It makes a bit of a reversal here. So there is an opportunity cost to trading an AMC off those patterns, because you have to be watching it as it goes to make those ins and outs. Whereas on CRM, you can kind of get in, throw your stop, sit back, relax, sip a cognac, as we like to say. Don't drink and trade. That's actually a really bad idea. But CRM, missed opportunity. I should have had it. It's still a fantastic stock today, but like I said, there's a price to be paid for staring at AMC and trading it.
Guys, I mean, I'm just looking over some of those, some of these chats here. Just thank you so much. Better than Kramer. I mean, I watched him for years and years and years. Thank you so much. Everybody just loving it. Best trading show out there. Proud to be a member. Best content. Thank you so much. Sharon, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jose, for the $5. Thank you so much, Raul. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much, Nivlek. We just have tons of members coming through. Thank you so much, A-Sun. Thank you so much, Daryl, again. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you for the super chat here, Alex. You've been here for a long time. Shout out to you, Alex, as well. Thank you so much, William, as well. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to, let's go, Darren. I mean, it just keeps on going. I can't even say thank you to everybody. It just keeps on going. Let's go. Keep going. I don't want to miss anybody. Thank you to Brent. We've already talked about this. Noel. Thank you, John. Thank you, another member, Cuckoo Kachu again. Yeah, guys, and you started this all, Cuckoo Kachu, so thank you for that, and thank you for all of the love on the chat. If you want to get more entertainment, guys, follow me on Twitter. I'll put the Twitter handle right there. But that's how we do it. Thank you, Lisa. What up to Lisa? Just a new member as well. What a fantastic. We just got like 30 members there, guys. Thank you so much. No, thank you. Love you. Money. Thank you. Wish the show went to 4. Another $5 there. Big up to all these new members. What up to Marlon, who's been here for a while. What up to William, Craig, everybody, guys. Cuckoo for life, guys. Kramer who? Yeah, I don't know who that is, but shout out to you, Mr. Jim Kramer. We've been back and forth on Twitter a couple times as well. So, yeah, it's been a monster show. We love you just as much as you love us, probably more. What up, Brendan?
Yeah, well done, guys. Thank you so much. Worth mentioning, because of the holiday on Monday, 2 weeks. All of those new members, 2 weeks. Q&A time, Monday in 2 weeks. Not this coming Monday, but the week after. Here we go. The market, 0.23 overall to the upside. I think everyone's focusing on a handful of stocks, as we've said. I'll show you a couple of things here. There's CRM, we talked about, 6% on the day. HPQ right here, 9% to the downside. Those were the two earnings names that were on the list. Some of Alta Beauty also reported 4.5% to the upside for ULTA. Gap right above it, BBY in negative territory. All the hotels, travel names negative on the session, worth mentioning. Healthcare stocks here are pretty positive on the day, so some strength coming from this group, some strength coming from both the consumer staples and that little real estate sector. Everything else not really doing a heck of a lot, including the banks there, red on the day. I don't even see, oh, here's the tech stocks down here. Also in negative territory overall. But the market, guys, 0.25%, trying to hold on in positive territory to wrap up the week. Back to you.
Yes, I mean, look, it's trying to hold on positive territory. It's doing a little bit better than that as we're actually bouncing on both the ES and the NASDAQ as we currently see it. VTNR bouncing as well. Now, obviously, I got this one wrong, reversing to the long side. Usually you'll see me short these. So you saw me take that long trade, reversal off the high. I said I was going to do it. We did it. It broke this 640. We got out of it. And now you're going to see it retrace back down. However, it is still holding this 560 area bottom, at least for the time being. But below VWAP, you're going to make this little bit of a turn here at $6, and that's going to be a setup I'm usually going to be involved in. So, I'll take some here in front of VWAP. That's sort of 598. Actually, yeah, just like a 598 in front of 6. And look, you can take a losing trade, but if a setup fits your parameter, you sort of jump right back into it. You've got to take everything that's a positive expectancy when trading. You can't sit on your laurels. You have to do what makes sense to you because that's what you do. You get back up on that horse. I said this was tightening up in AMC. That's exactly what it looks like it's going to be doing. So you see these lower highs get put in, sort of forming this wedge into. This is actually more like 3160. Ignore these wicks to the upside, as Sean mentioned. They're not real. It's broken 3150 a couple of times and been failed jailbreak. So I look at that quarter or maybe even the 32 for a potential break back up in AMC. If it does not get through that price, things get potentially pretty ugly for the afternoon style trade, which of course we'll be coming back for. And if 28 holds, if it tests 28 and that holds, then you're looking for the 130, 230 type of breakout trade. So that's where that 32 can come back into play. And if it doesn't make either of those moves and it's still in this range, then I promise you it's going to do something nuts in the last 45 minutes. If AMC can hold a $3 range until 3 o'clock, then it's going to be the wildest 3:15 to 4 o'clock show we've ever had. It probably will be anyways. As I say that, make sure you tune in for all the reasons that Sean mentioned. It's the best community in the world. And if you think this is exciting, it's just as good, if not sometimes better, with that afternoon show, guys. Brennan?
Yeah. Last day of the month. It's Friday, first of all, going into a long weekend. Last trading day of the month. Definitely come back at 3:15. Join us for the afternoon. It's interesting to see a name like this, guys, MVIS, day highs here on volume when, the AMCs of the world are struggling underneath VWAP at this point. So a few of the other names, no news on this today, but Microvision catching a nice little bit here and holding gains too.
All right. Yeah. So again, I can't even. I think we just got more members now than probably our record for sure. I can't do everybody here, but just thank you to everybody that signed up. Jason L, Peng, Tom, Peng again there, everybody. I mean, it just keeps going. I can't even do it. So thank you so much. We'll watch for you guys on the chat, and that's been absolutely unbelievable. There is a Q&A, I believe that is going to happen. What did we say? Tuesday, Brendan? 2 weeks. Okay, so in 2 weeks. So we miss it this week. In 2 weeks from now, there's a members-only Q&A. You guys can ask us everything and anything you want, to some extent. Anyways, and we'll do that. But again, thank you so much. Like, I'm just completely overwhelmed. That love was, I'm not crying. I think I have an eyelash in my eye. Love for that was unbelievable, and I just want to thank everybody for that. But we got to go back to trading at least a little bit. Thank you, Dior, just a member right now as well. It means a lot to us, guys. I think we just got, I don't know how many. That was unbelievable, so thank you for that one. Okay, AMC, I know Neil's talked about it. I think it's about time, man. I mean, we're still long. We're $1 in the money on this name, so we'll wait for it. But yeah, I don't know. We're light on this one. I'm going to hold the position just to see where it goes. So if this goes like $3 against me or something like that, it's such a light position right now that it doesn't matter. It's not going to go $3 against me. I'm going to get out if it breaks 28, but I don't mind a reload back down here around 29. But we do have that area of concern, which is going to be that 28. It bounced off there a couple times. Look, I mean, it sucks because the air is going to come out of stocks at some point, right? But you still get another 14% bump from today. So that's a good move, man. You guys, congratulations on anybody AMC there. Big move upside. You guys win no matter what on this one. So a good move there for AMC. I just hope that I can catch it with all of you as well. Nicola fall back down again. Super small position. I got to give a shout out to Brendan. We basically have 10% left. We got out of everything. There's going to be 9 fills here. We got out of everything as it approached 16. We should have got more out at 16.20. But again, like, the members are still coming in. I don't even know what to do. Thank you so much, Marcus. I try to say what's up to everybody. So there's Marcus. Thank you. There's Pat. Thank you. More members. There's another one. Corey, thank you so much. I don't know, Lucas. Put in the chat how many that's been. There's another one right there, Corey. So I don't know, man. I'm just repeating names at this point. It's so much thanks and so much love. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Like, I come here every single day, and so does Neil, Brendan, all of us. Valeria. I don't think Valeria's missed a day. I don't think any of us have, really. So we're trying to put on a good show for you. 19 years experience. Hopefully I can just morph some of that over to you guys, and then you have fun. Like, trading doesn't have to be a joke. You could be fun. You can make, money. You can make money consistently, and hopefully you're doing that with us now. Thank you for everything. So we'll watch Nicola. We'll watch GE, and just to let you guys know, we took 7x the shares there. Which is why we were celebrating. It's come back down, and now we only have 2. So, two lots. We had 7 lots, 2 lots left. Now we'll empty it all out if it gets back up here, but I'm going to hold the rest now. So, no, I'm not going to empty it. We're going to wait to see if Rocket takes off. We have some, hopefully some rose-colored glasses with this one. Maybe it makes an afternoon push, but I'm giving it to the bottom here, 17.90. That breaks, we're gone on Rocket. So that's my home run play moving forward. Although we do have $1.50 now in the money on AMC. So a couple big plays happening. NEO's been a big one for us today. BlackBerry. The beat goes on and on and on, as they say. What's up, Richard W. Hall? Thank you for becoming a member.
There you go, guys. That's what it's all about. 10 minutes to go. Of course, we're going to be back for the close, but 10 minutes to go until we round this one off. So we're going to update a couple of things here. I just got back into some Beyond Meat, that 145. There's a 143 level that I like as well, 143 to 145, of course, a bit of a target zone. I would try to make a double top. If it can bounce off of 145 here, I would add, because it doesn't even enter that target. But if it breaks 145, I want to cover this one with a tight stop and then work back into that 143. The other one that we just got into like a couple of seconds ago, the one that we added to just a couple of seconds ago is going to be BTNR, as it does bounce off of VWAP here. So shy of it, I should say, it's 610. I get some more shares. My average price is going to be 6. You look at this bottom, 560, 575. You got to be taking profit off of in front of it. I said that time and time again here, guys. Anticipate when you're looking for a target exit. You have to anticipate where resistance or support is going to end up being if you're short. Resistance is going to be where you're long. And so when you see levels like that, putting in higher lows, essentially, if you go back way into the pre-market, 550, 565, 560 again, 580 now, and then this 570, 577. It's holding these clusters, each of these dips, just a little bit tighter off of that low. So you want to make sure you're taking profit in front of it and not behind, because sometimes it never gets behind those levels. It's still forming a wedge in AMC, and I'm still waiting for it to break to the upside at 31.50. If it comes down, watch out for that 27.50 to 28 area, about 10% down that whole price. That's what we've been targeting for every bounce. Brendo?
There was a bit of a spike down there in Tesla a few moments ago. You can see there was a volume spike that came in. Basically at day lows down to 623. Apparently there was a tweet circulated suggesting that there was a recall of some Model 3 and Model Y Teslas, but I am still not able to find this tweet, guys. So just be careful if you're trading Tesla off of that. I haven't seen this tweet yet, but apparently someone somewhere tweeted that there's a recall.
Outside of getting that safety, the pullback on the well, I mean, it went from the getting away from the radar to pure cameras, and they had that safety concern getting pulled back on some of the ratings, but. And that's kind of crazy. That's why Brendan's here. And that's, look, to be honest, like that's one of the other reasons why this show is a value to everybody else, because I can't tell you how many times Sean or I are looking at a stock and it's like, oh crap, I think something might have happened here. What's the news? And in seconds, Brendan's giving it not just to us, but to you guys as well, and getting it right, because no one wants to trade blind. No one wants to get the incorrect information as to what's going on in a particular name. There's the bounce. Possibly there's a possible bounce. It's shy of 145 on Beyond Meat. And I said, the only way I'm going to add to that position if it bounces off it. Sometimes you are willing to sacrifice price to have a bit of a move or a confirmation of a level. That has happened. The stop still remains at 145, but I didn't want to add position until it touched, and then hopefully can hold here, guys. When it comes to CRM. Oh, I just got some. It looks like I'm going to hopefully get some out of that VTNR just now. When it comes to CRM. Give me a break. Here we go. And when it comes to CRM, it's still sort of holding below VWAP. The trend has been broken a little bit. Anytime I miss this entry, and I talked about the cost of trading AMC live, was that I missed this easier trade. But I guess simpler setup, I should say, on CRM. If it retested here without breaking VWAP, the trend is not with you, so I'm not taking that dip if it goes. Now you're looking for a deeper play, maybe even into 235 on CRM. Brendan is ready for Money Talks. It is already past 10:50. Don't keep that man waiting.
Hey guys, pretty quiet currency market to wrap up the week as well, but let's have a look at how things are shaping up so far. A bit of a mixed board at the top here as far as the actual currencies compared to the US dollar. We're seeing a little bit of a flat performance. We had that inflation data this morning, if you remember, that pushed the DXY back to the downside ever so slightly, but we still have the Canadian dollar basically flat. The euro, same story. British pound down 0.3 today. Remember, we're around that 142 area yesterday. Let's go down to the bottom here because, 3.8% now for Bitcoin. We are back below 39,000. So we tested 39, we're back to 35, and now we're in the middle of this range again. So just kind of chopping around here. You can see this is a daily chart, so chopping around in this range, lower end of the overall daily range. Ethereum 5.5% to the downside, 2,500 and change. And Ripple struggling below $1, guys. Back over to you.
All right. I haven't even really been looking today at all at some of these plays here on Ether or anything like that. We just did take a little small take here on ETHE just now, trying to make it bounce back up. So we just bought some 2566s, let it fall down, and it's not moving. The volume's not really there. But one thing that is moving again, and guys, thank you so much for today. It's been a big day for us. There goes AMC, needless to say. There goes AMC up to 31.50, 31.60. So a nice run up there for AMC today. And, we're $2 in the money on this one. So, and I did lie a little bit there because I saw Rocket rip to the high side there quickly again. So I did take off another 10% of the 2 lots that we have left. So now I promise, hopefully I have this still when we come back here for the afternoon show, because 1870, we have more filming to do, but 1870, 1860 right here, we would like that play to come through as well. So if that happens, great, but waiting for Rocket now. We won't take any more out. Watching AMC Moon gang here, hopefully for us. And then that's about it, man. Ford's been great. Palantir's been great. And we'll just continue to watch some of the cryptos and some of these other names for you as Brendan's just identified some of that. But with only 5 minutes to go, man, I've just been long everything today. I don't think I have one short on board, and it's been good. So we'll wait. I'm going to hold AMC into the afternoon as well. Let's see if we can't get to 34.50 here and give ourselves a $5 winner on AMC.
Yeah, I mean, that wedge just continues. So I did get triggered into the long. Of course, it broke that 31.50 area. So I got 66s, so a little bit of slippage. Not quite the top wick, but it's about 5 pennies away from it. So it's near that top end of the range. It just held 31 on a retrace. So that gives me a nice little area that we can think about throwing a stop in. Of course, this little high here, that's about 30.90 if you zoom in on it. So you give it a little bit more room past that. Well, it takes about in front of VWAP, yes, but most of it has to do with that short in that range that worked well before. And then if it breaks this, you are thinking about that 34. Now keep in mind that failed break right at 35 even. It was like one of those ridiculous flush outs, like it sort of tricked everyone into it and then just slammed back to the downside. And that's why the short below VWAP made sense. So it gets to that price, I'd be taking more profit. And like I said, if 37 breaks on this thing today, I mean, it's going to be absolute gangbusters. It's like that's going to be the ridiculous opportunity because there's so many people that I guarantee you, as day traders or like any big day trader that's hunting for a short, if it gets back to that price, is probably going to be screaming into this at 35 to 36 half, hoping it doesn't break the high. So if 37 goes, it could get pretty crazy around here on AMC, that's for sure.
Yeah. Only 4 minutes left, guys, in the show now. So I'm obviously pretty exhausted. We have 173 fills today. It's been a good day, man. No negative stocks. Rocket pending, but we could get out and be positive on it. We just want this to get going a little bit more here. So that's that play. Fisker not doing too much today. Peloton not doing too much today. Let's check it out on our favorite stock that we haven't even looked at this week because there's just been so much more happening. MSFT. Okay, nice. Still up, still at that 250 level. So again, I think Microsoft bouncing around on this 50-period moving average. It's been a good one, but again, nothing to really look at yet. There's just been so much hot action if you are a day trader. So I don't want to look at the big names, but I'm also really happy with the performance of Facebook as of late, as that just touched 52-week highs. AMC falling down a little bit. Give it to us, Brandon.
Yeah, I just saw Apple as well. But it's basically flat on the day. Back to flat, down 0.04 on a sell rating. Very rare sell rating from a couple of analysts for Apple today. Nothing terribly exciting in the way of earnings coming up. It's Friday. There never is. But way ahead in the future, on Tuesday, before the open, guys, we're going to get some canopy growth action. So CGC coming up pre-market on Tuesday.
Martha.
Okay, I mean, that's my number one marijuana play, that and now Tilray, because it was Afria before. So we'll watch out for some marijuana plays. Tilray was going crazy today. Don't know if it still is. We could check out that right now. But CGC, a great call on the earnings there. We'll wait to see that next week. But if you look, yeah, it's still at that spot. It's still not moving. So you still have a great opportunity, I feel anyways, to get some CGC love in, as that was the great bottom at 22. So we talked about that. We were loading up there. I even mentioned I got my father involved. But now you're up to 26 and change here in CGC. So watch out for that, man. If we take out this 50 period, this thing could fly again. Remember, these are also meme stocks.
Yeah, and like interesting, it just pulled down. I'm going to do this. This is not the same chart. Those of you who are watching Sundial, that is Sundial, and that, of course, is that's AMC, sorry. That's going to be CGC. That's breaking down below VWAP, and what is Sundial doing? Basically, really? There you go. Holding above. Now, if you get a breakdown like this, you sustain that move in CGC, you could get a further flush here in Sundial. So just give you an idea, because I just noticed that one. And yeah, I saw Sundial today. I just didn't trade it. Oh my goodness, I can't tell my daughter what National Day it is today, because every single time you mention this word, she's like, we have to have it for dinner. One thing we do before we get out of here is, Miss B, what National Day is it?
Hey guys, you gave us so much love today. Thank you so much. We love you back. You're our main motivation and inspiration, and all what we do is for you. By the way, guys, a lot of comments on the chat if the market closes earlier today, so the answer is no. Market closes at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and come join us at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time to trade the close together. Well, have a great long weekend in advance. We love you to the moon and back, and happy National Hamburger Day, everyone.
Yeah. I knew that. My wife told me last night that it was National Hamburger Day, and I was like, oh man, I love hamburgers. So I love hamburgers, mushrooms, mozzarella cheese. You do whatever you want. Banquet burgers. We're all about the hamburgers.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta grill some onions on that bad boy if you can. Keep it nice and simple sometimes, but man, Yeah, a good burger would be pretty tasty, but I'm not going to be barbecuing in any hail around here, which, I mean, I don't know. We heard it was potentially snowing. You got, look, I know you, I got the Caribbean blood, so I'm not one of those hero barbecue in the freezing cold like a true Canadian should, obviously. And, Leafs just want to make it interesting, guys. That's why they're going to take it in 6 and not 5. It is what it is. It's been an absolutely wild show. Thank you guys for all the support. Do not forget, we are coming right back at the close of 3:15. You know what it is. You know what it always is. It's the fastest 45 minutes, as Sean said. And today, I'm expecting absolute fireworks as always. So as we always do, right down the line for Ms. V. You're not seeing the back of her head today.
No.
For Brendan, for myself, Neil Roberts, and Sean Katina. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you at the close.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.